for me because it's where I started. So everyone will have a chance to speak 100% after Richie has a chance to go over what he's offering with the SUIDEX and the farm and how it relates to Sui Trump.
God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we're going to sit back and we're going to absorb some alpha and listen to all the hard work and incredible knowledge that Richie's going to present to us. And I'm going to hopefully get a little tutorial maybe on how to use SUIDEX because it's going to revolutionize the Sui space. So I'm excited to listen and ask some questions appropriately.
Good. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm just realizing that I've got like 5 Telegram groups now. It's too many, man. I've got my Crypto Mischief YouTube account and an announcement channel for that, and then the Sui Trump account, and then
Bro.
I've got a private DAO, and then I've also now got the SUIDEX Telegram.
I'm probably in like at least 500. So
that's why I don't do Discord, but it's already like Telegram's a full-time job.
But wise
Really
DJ,
is.
you're an AI, so it's not the same.
oh, I
for us
forgot.
humans.
You're not supposed to tell
Yeah,
anybody. I don't want
It's
red
hard to
alert.
keep up with you when you are the ubiquitous AI of Sui everywhere, always.
All right, we should be going on YouTube as well.
Right on. Yeah, so you guys, if you go to Crypto Mischief YouTube channel, he's live right now, and it's this space that is live, so you can get a visual element of this space. He's been doing it for the last like 3 or 4 weeks, and if you go to his channel and you want to see the previous ones, it's not going to show up in the videos section because that's where most everything is. You got to go to the live section and you'll see the ones from the previous weeks. Like last week we had Yannick Meisen from Swarm Network. That was a pretty big space.
And make sure you subscribe when you go to Richie Crypto Mischief's page as well. It's good for exposure. It's good for everyone here. You're investing in yourself when you're subscribing to his channel. We got to crack that 30,000 mark soon.
Yeah, and I plan on my. So I guess okay. Let's begin. Let's start. So my name's Richie. I'm talking right now under SUIDEX. So you'll find me also in there as Crypto Mischief because I have alter egos, I guess, like Batman. So I initially started working as a YouTuber in 2019, and I've continued working. I still work as a YouTuber. I just made videos this week on Sui-based project Aquashock, covered toilet dust the other day as well. I plan on doing a video about Chop next week. So I continue to cover other platforms and spaces in the Sui space. But at the same time, I've been building on Sui. Last October, I made a coin called Sui Trump, which was kind of a joke to begin with, but I've never been one to walk away from anything I've made. So we continued to grind with it and build it and grow it. And then we decided that we wanted to give more utility to Sui Trump.
I think it's important to point out that, Richie, that this was before Trump won the presidency, because I don't want people thinking that you're a copycat and trying to copy. This was before he even secured the win. So I think that's important to mention.
But there were already Trump coins on other chains, right? I mean, there's a million Trump. There's like Elon coins, Trump coins, Doge coins. So basically, the story is I made Sui Trump because I was showing on my YouTube channel how to make a meme coin on MovePump. So just teaching people how to use it, basically. We just kind of made Sui Trump, and then it bonded really quick. And then we were off. Like, there we go. The magic of crypto, right? But then because I've been doing this for so long, I started to think that there's actually a real great benefit to running a meme, which is that they have a fixed circulating supply. I mean, all these memes that are bonded on MovePump and on Moonbags with Rated X, right? They all have a fixed supply, which means that the opportunity to burn the supply is there for every single meme, and there'll never be any more of it. It's not like Bitcoin where you mine it and you get more of it, every day. So then I thought, well, how can I burn Sui Trump but also reward people at the same time? Was the whole idea of what this started as. So it came up with SUIDEX, which if you imagine that SUIDEX is going to be a DEX, trading DEX on Sui Chain, the Sui Trump is the mascot. And the fees from SUIDEX, 40% of the fees are used to buy and burn Sui Trump token. That is the essence of what I came up with or the branding for SUIDEX. So SUIDEX is a DEX with a yield farm. What you're going to be able to do is take not just Sui Trump, you're going to be able to take other coins too, supply liquidity into SUIDEX, stake your liquidity, and get rewarded in our new coin, which is called Victory Token. And this Victory Token is going to then be used inside the ecosystem. While all this is happening, people are farming and getting rewarded, just like you would use PancakeSwap, for an example, right? While all this is happening, Sui Trump is being bought and burned continuously through these processes. So that's the logic behind what we made, right? And we are finally getting to market with it. And it's taken a while. We start building this in February, and our community has been really patient. If you kind of look at the Sui Trump chart, it's great to see that it has managed just to stay almost kind of not, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a stable coin, because what? Today's a red day, huh? Everything's down today. But it's the community, the core community of Sui Trump holders have held throughout this entire dip down in the Sui price and then rising up again in the Sui price. So we've managed to stay around about 200 to $400,000 market cap for about 4 months now, I think, which is good. So people have just been accumulating more of the token. We've been spreading out our user base, and they're all getting ready and waiting for what is next for the project. So that is the big thing. We decided to go big, and create something that not only burns the supply of Sui Trump, offers passive income to Sui Trump holders, but also offers passive income to anyone who uses it. And it's a great way that we can begin to onboard other meme coins into the SUIDEX, and their communities can also get passive income from the platform. So that's the basics of it all. That's the elevator pitch, I guess. That's what I would say.
Richie, what would you like me to post anything on the Jumbotron from your page or
Sure.
any posts? Like,
Well, I think anything from the SUIDEX, because at the moment we're just building the socials. So SUIDEX, we opened this account 1 week ago. We have a whopping 128 followers. Nice.
woo!
And yeah, woo. We have a Telegram for SUIDEX, which we opened last week too. It's capped at 1,000 people. We call it the Alpha Telegram. That
Oh,
is getting to 20% full now, which is good. And for now, if you're interested in SUIDEX, you can go to suidex.org and register interest. So that's been up for a week, and we've had 218 in the waiting list already, which is good. What's going on?
I signed up, and then the email back was really professional and good too. So there's lots of engagement with that. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I wrote that.
I posted a link to the YouTube.
Let's have a look what's happening in Sui, right? Sui down 1.7% today. Oh my God. Down to $3.86. We lost the $4 mark. Where kind of the momentum was there a couple of days ago. Everyone was, super hyped, and we've kind of lost a bit of momentum. If you scan out more in the chart, we're still looking great. I think we'll reclaim $4 pretty soon, to be honest. I think there's absolutely nothing to worry about with Sui. Inside the Sui ecosystem, do we have any big dumpers or gainers? We have a Walrus up to 67 cents. Wow, I didn't notice that. That pumped, huh? Walrus pumping up to 67 cents. We have Lofi. Lofi also 50% up this week. We have Sudong 33% up this week. Blub 42% up. Blubs looks like it's going to have a bit of a run, I think. And any other coins? We have Tardy up 40%. So it's a great week for Sui, actually. Overall, most of the coins. Toilet Dust down 59% this week. That's great. I've been buying a lot of toilet. I like the toilet.
Yeah, that's a good
AAA,
buying opportunity for that.
yeah, 60% down on a meme. That's great. For what they had planning and coming, also Pumpkin Token 20% down on the week as well. You're going to see that. Notice that the larger market cap meme coins are mostly doing quite well in the past week, whereas the smaller market cap memes are not doing as well. That's kind of to do with what happens in the cycles of price move. So you'll see first Sui move, then memes move, and then small cap memes move. usually afterwards. It's muddy.
Good time
muddy.
to buy $20 of Aquashock is what he's saying.
Yeah. And other news inside the Sui, Danny, you did put in the application for CoinGecko for Aquashock, right?
I have submitted it. They just got me back and they want me to resubmit it again in 2 weeks. So we're moving towards that, but that's normal in the space. So that's totally fine. We'll just keep politely knocking on that door until they let us in.
Yeah, don't let it get you down. I think for Sui Trump has submitted about 10 times.
Holy
Okay,
moly.
there we go. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going at it. That's what we do at Aquashock. Like nothing will stand in our way. Just the resolve and the consistency will get the result that we want. So I'm on Gecko Terminal, and I will be on CoinGecko one day soon. And then you should buy Aquashock now, because when it goes on CoinGecko, we're gonna get that good pump.
Richie,
yeah, exactly.
I know you mentioned something about Pumpkin Token. I have an awesome music video that I made. I collaborated with Marcus. It has a Trump with Quantum Void Labs, Tyler, signing a document about FAFO. And then Trump says, "Hold on, everybody listen up." And then it goes into a really dope rap track with the Pumpkin Token avatar, like pulsating with the music. It's so dope, and no one's seen it yet. And I'm going to surprise him with that.
Nice. You should play it here.
Possibly, I could play the music for sure, but I'll save the video for that. But yeah, I can do that later.
Nice. So you made it with AI?
Oh yeah, multiple different AIs. I use many different tools. I don't give my secrets away though, because I use like 3 or 4 different ones to make it. And actually, Dunny's the only one I've given my secrets to because I trust him and he makes some awesome stuff. And he's even made stuff for Sweet Trump.
I have some of those secrets too.
Yeah, you're like the Colonel Sanders with the secret recipe in your 52 AI spices. You can't be giving out the secret recipe. It makes it taste better.
Coming down the Sui volume for today, we have top volume coin on Sui, Glub. Never heard of it because it launched 15 hours ago. It's ran up to $800,000 market cap. I'm going to guess it's a meme coin. Anyone know anything about Glub? I missed it.
Well,
That's
mostly
jellyfish.
from the coins that I've seen that get that high of a market cap in less than a day, usually are a rug from what I've seen.
I wouldn't. I've been watching a couple of them recently. I don't think they're rug, but they lose momentum quite fast. If you don't catch them in the first hours, then wait for later if you have interest in it for sure. Next one is Xai Games, XAI Games, which is 8 hours old. It has pumped 3,000%, and that's second in volume. Play, earn, own X Games Revolutionary Web3 Gaming on Sui. I've not heard of this either. Market cap is $500,000. Anyone know anything about X Games?
Well, X Games is like on ESPN. I don't know if it's talking about that, where they do extreme sports. Like they have like half pipe skating and snowboarding for Winter X Games. I don't know if it's talking about that.
No, it's on-chain gaming. It looks like play to earn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure then.
Check it out later. And other ones, Magikarp, new coin, Magikarp, another Pokemon coin. And next one, Pichu. Okay, and Squirtle. Wow, there's a lot of Pokemon style coins now. Also Psyduck as well. Looks like there's a Pokemon wave. And Mistin Labs, Team Mistin Labs. Wow, do you think that's the official Mistin Labs coin?
I highly doubt. Highly doubt they have a coin.
The
Pretty
Team
sure about
Rocket,
that.
Team Mistin Labs. Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon talk on Sui, so it's pretty interesting that that's the narrative, and that with the on-chain gaming and Niantic and some other big companies, the Pokemon Go, who knows? Like there was rumors at Basecamp of a large gaming studio maybe joining Sui, so I still really think that would be cool.
Dunny, they obtained Parasol. Okay, so they have like the official rights. As far as what they're gonna make with it, that's to be determined. But they did obtain Parasol. That was a real thing that happened for sure.
Cool.
15th we have Sui Booster, who I've talked to before. That's cool to see them up high. I might be guessing that they might be using their own technology to boost their token, which would be smart if they are doing that. I had a pretty good launch actually, 6 days old, $300,000
There,
market cap.
there's some good people behind that. I know.
Yeah.
The real Mr. Crypto. That's something he's doing with, and their booster has actually helped a lot of different projects gain volume. I believe. Dunny, did you use Sui
Oh
Booster?
yeah, I'm a big proponent of Sui Booster for sure. They have a really cool website that you can go on and you can add a small amount of Sui, like maybe like 20 Sui, and you can run their bots. They have a height bot, they have a volume bot, and they have a couple other bots, and you just plug it in. It's really easy. It's through Telegram, and it'll create volume for you, so it'll trend on the Sui trending and on Dex Screener. It creates a lot of visibility for people to find your token. And then they've also got their NFT, the Sui Booster DAOs. And then that provides passive income when people use the bot. A percentage of the fees go to the Booster DAO holders. And they've been getting some pretty good payouts. They're doing really well over there, and they have like some really good builders. Mr. Crypto, they're top notch developers, and they're coming out with other tools. They've got tools for devs. They've got a whitelist snapshot tool free for everybody, which I appreciate. And they've got some other really cool things that they're building over there as well. So yeah, the Sui Booster, and then also the Sui Booster DAO NFT is something cool to look into.
Just make sure you're getting the right one, because I'm sure with stuff like that, there's copycats. So be very careful which one you're choosing. But yeah, the team behind that is legitimate. They're pretty good team.
I always just go on Dex Screener, just look for the one with the highest volume, and then it's going to have the website link or the X link on the token. When you click on it, then you'll definitely find it.
I'll get the correct link on the Jumbotron here eventually.
Yeah. So oh yeah, let's go back to SUIDEX, because I don't want to take up too much time talking about it. It's better to kind of explain
It's
the
all
concept.
you. It's all you, buddy. This is your space.
I think about another 10 minutes, and then we just open it up and we can talk about other things as well. So the thing with SUIDEX is we are going to be running a private raise for SUIDEX on the 1st of June. So it's 15 days away. If you go to suidex.org, you're going to see a countdown for the raise when you go to the site. Now, the way that we're doing this is that we want to get people who are interested not only in Sui Trump, but in the Sui ecosystem involved in this race, which is why we're doing it quite private. I called it private raise, because really the community that I have and the kind of Sui based community is kind of private. We don't expect to have hundreds of thousands of people interested or knowing about this race. We are looking hopefully to get to about 1,000 people interested to get into it, and we're 25% there already of trying to get that amount of interest, to try and gauge interest in the raise and what people are interested in with our project. We have a join waitlist button. So that's what so far 214 people have clicked on so far. In that you can
Okay,
get
where's that button located? Because some people were confused about that. Where do you go to join this waitlist?
If you go to suidex.org, actually,
The website.
If you go to the
Okay.
website suidex.org, right, it will actually come up immediately when you go there. It's the first thing that comes up. Actually, it says join the private raise, join waitlist, and you just click that. That will disappear after 5 seconds, and then on this website as well, right on the landing page, there's a big button that says join waitlist. So you click that. So by joining the waitlist, I'm not taking your wallet address yet. I don't want you to give your data like that. I just want your email address and your Telegram, because I want to email you so that I can get you into our weekly email that we're going to send out from SUIDEX. And of course, for Telegram, that means that I can add you into our Telegram group, right? Or I can DM you and know that it's actually from me. So these are better ways, I think, than getting your wallet address, because usually with kind of raises, if you just get the wallet address, the person's going to give the wallet, then they're going to go, okay, I'm done, great, and they don't engage, they don't get involved, and they don't follow what's happening coming up to the launch. But because I haven't collected the wallets yet, that means that people still have to do one more action in order to get into the raise, right? Which is that I'm going to be putting out an email from this list and also in our Telegram group to collect people's wallets. They're going to be coming and submitting their wallet on our site, right? So I think this extra step makes it more engaging for people to actually feel like they're doing that one extra step to get towards getting into something that's private. So that's the whole idea behind it.
And Richie,
And
I put the SUIDEX website on the Jumbotron as well. Just the website straight to SUIDEX at the
excellent.
top there.
So for the raise, the way it's going to work is we're doing a raise for our victory token. I'm very aware that we know that victory token is a reward token, right? It's got a 3-year emission schedule coming from the reward token for victory. So with that, that means that we had to put in some kind of limitations on how much victory people who get into the private raise get upon the token generation event. Because of course, if people come in early for a coin and they get 100% of the tokens given to them as soon as it launches, usually everyone just sells it, right? That's what happens in crypto. I don't know if you've noticed. So what we're doing is we're doing a 2-step process for after people get, if people get in the race. It's a $15,000 soft cap and only $100,000 hard cap. So it's a very small raise as well. And for the lucky people who manage to get in the race, because it's first come first serve after you get whitelisted, right? Then 25% of those tokens will be available to them upon the token generation event, which means they'll have victory in their wallets before we even start trading on the DEX, which means they're going to get the best opportunity for everyone else wanting to buy this token to use it in the farm, right? And 75% of it is going to be put in our smart contract, which is part of the core farming mechanic of SUIDEX. It's called the Victory Token Locker. So the Victory Token Locker can be locked for up to 3 years, but for the private raise, they're going to be locked for 100 days. And what they get while they're locked is they get SUI coin from the revenue of SUIDEX. 40% of the revenue of SUIDEX goes into the Victory Locker and pays SUI to Victory holders. And they're also going to get Victory coin in rewards as well from our yield farm contracts. So they're actually getting double rewards for that 100 days. For this model, I think it works. And after 100 days, they get that victory token as well. So essentially, it's 3 streams of rewards coming from one private raise is the idea.
So Richie, I put in $1,000. We launch. I get 25% of that right off the hop in victory token. And then the rest of my tokens, the 75%, are locked for 100 days. They're vested. And I'm earning rewards in both SUI and in victory token while I'm waiting for those to hit their vesting point. And then at the end of that, I receive the principal amount. Is that correct?
That's right.
Awesome.
And the good part about that is because if the way I explained it before, like because we're a revenue-based DEX, right? What we're trying to do is give the revenue that's being made by the DEX back to the holders. So on the launch of SUIDEX, you can imagine people are going to be doing a couple things. They're going to be wanting to buy victory, right? They're going to be wanting to pair even SUI and USDC, because we're going to have a pool for SUI and USDC as well, right? They're going to be doing lots of things, lots of trading on the DEX, lots of people adding liquidity, and lots of people entering into our farm pool. So some people will be going into SUI USDC, some going into Sui Trump and SUI, some going into the partner projects, which we will be adding as well, right? While all this is happening, the people who went in the private raise are already in the token locker. So they're in the token locker before the first trade happens on the DEX. They're in the token locker before the first LP gets added into the farm. So they're going to be earning the fees, 40% of the fees made by SUIDEX from the very first transaction that's made on it as well, which is a pretty, I think it's a great way to reward people for getting supporting project early. It means that they get the revenue from this day one, second one, from launch. It's what I was trying to do here is to try and balance the idea of doing a private raise, but also trying to protect the investors, also protect people who go in the raise, but also people who find it afterwards. Is the whole idea. Treating it like a business essentially.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because you don't want everyone to just come in and snipe it off the hop and then wait for a pump and then do what they're going to do. You want people to have that vested interest
Yeah,
over
exactly.
time. So
Yeah.
when you're up late at 3 a.m, just thinking of all these ideas and ideas on top of ideas, I'm just glad that you're doing that, and you are presenting it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I've got videos on YouTube about SUIDEX, how the mechanics work, and I'll be making more things, other spaces in the future, because we still have 2 weeks till the race. I will be doing other, spaces on different mechanics about SUIDEX, but I don't want to spend too long today talking about everything, because it's quite a lot. I was trying to explain in our Telegram yesterday about how our emissions work, and it got kind of confusing for some people. So I'm keeping it simple. That's pretty much, we're working towards the private raise. After private raise, we are auditing, and as soon as the audit gives the green tick, we launch. This is the way we're running. And I'm getting really excited because we now have this visible roadmap, and we have an exciting road ahead with what we're trying to achieve.
What's the website, just for listeners out there? It's
SUIDEX.org.
SUIDEX.org. Cool. I know you have like all the graphs of like the emissions of the victory token over time, and how it's going to be when you launch to be you want to be in the pool for the LP, but then as years down the road, because you've gone ahead and thought about years down the road, you're going to get more allotment by just straight staking the victory tokens later on. So you want to get liquidity pool and build your bank of victory in the start, and then slowly over time you want to rotate those into staking to get more rewards later on, is the way that I understand it.
Danny, you've already figured it all out, man. You got
it.
I'm
ready, buddy. I'm locked and loaded.
You clever cookie.
Thank you. Well, I can understand it, and then I can say it like a layman for the people out there that are like me, that are the good bar regulars. But you are a good bar owner too. But anyway, thank you. Keep continuing.
But that's it. You nailed it on the head, though, because that's the whole idea. For the private raise, we're trying to protect the private raise investors, but also the people who are coming in afterwards. For the victory token, we're trying to give it more use case and a better emission schedule so that it has a finite supply of 3 years. And over the 3 years, we have a lot of dynamics to try and make it as valuable as possible, essentially, with people staking victory, and they're going to be able to get a higher and higher allocation of victory in reward for that, and SUI. Both of these things. And then on the back end, burning SUI Trump, burning that coin. Trying to make SUI Trump the kind of, because it's a Trump themed coin, it's a bit tricky, right, with SUI Trump, because some people, of course, because he's such a divisive man, and some people just won't like Trump. That's fine. Other people, though, will just take SUI Trump and think, oh, it's just a political coin. It's only going to run when politics are hot, right? Which can, or when Trump's official coin is hot, then maybe SUI Trump will run. But I want to try and break that. The only way to do that is by adding unnatural volume, I guess I'd call it, because once we get SUIDEX on Dex Screener as well, which I want to get sorted before we launch, then you're going to start seeing like crazy volume happening on SUI Trump. You're thinking, well, what's going on? Why is there so much volume for this coin? And also it's buy volume, right? Because we're just buying SUI Trump and burning it continuously. It's like an engine running in the background for a coin, which is just reducing the circulating supply every single day.
What's the percentage on that again? It's like a 3% burn of all transaction fees or something like that, right?
It's 40%.
40% from the farm. There's going to be 40% of farm fees burning SUI Trump, 40% going to the victory stakers. And from the DEX, it is, so all DEXs have around about a 0.03% fee. All the DEXs I checked, like CETAs and PancakeSwap, Uniswap's a bit lower. So from that one as well, I think 10% of all DEX fees as well are going to burn SUI Trump. So that's 10%. Huge too. Yeah, 10% of DEX fee and 40% of farm fee are buying and burning it. So I think that'll be really exciting.
For me personally, I think people like to invest in SUI Trump coin because the developer has a YouTube channel that he's had for 5 years with nothing but pure integrity. And a lot of us came from the DAO that he created, the STC Club. So we were already a strong community before this coin even launched. And Richie's had nothing but pure integrity in his whole entire crypto career and everything I've seen on YouTube. And I was one of his first subscribers. And he's paid for the whole project out of pocket. He's given away over $7,000 in USDC for free. He does a raffle all the time in free Sui. He's a very generous guy, but very humble. So I have to give him his flowers and his props sometimes, because he's doing things that I don't see in any other project with this level of stuff that he's doing. So
We have a
I highly
raffle on right
recommend
now, actually. There's if you buy Sui Trump right now, we have a bot in our Telegram, and you get tickets. There's 30 Sui coin, like $100 up for winning. All you got to do is you buy Sui Trump on Cetus or whatever, and then automatically our bot will assign that wallet tickets. You can come in our Telegram and check how many tickets you have and check the
That's
leaderboard.
also another thing that I don't see most projects doing. Usually when there's a giveaway, they give away their own token. You've done most of the giveaways in USDC, and now with the raffle bot, it's been in Sui. It's not even in the meme coin itself, and that's coming
Yeah,
out of your pocket. You know, that's
people are
real
gonna
dedication.
people will dump the Sui Trump, but if they get Sui, they might buy Sui Trump. That's the
If they're
logic.
smart,
Yeah,
they will.
Good logic.
yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. It's the last thing I want to say about SUIDEX before we can move on and talk about other things in Sui, right? The last thing about SUIDEX I'd like to say is, yeah, for myself as a developer, I'm working with a team called Meridian Finance, who are doing the code base and the website design for SUIDEX. I'm kind of the project leader. I gave them the vision, and it's their job to turn this vision into the working concept. We are working also, you know, the whole idea is working in synergy with these guys. They're doing really well. I really like their website designer. Actually, he's got mad skills. So they're actually a pretty good company, and it's their first Sui Chain project actually. So they're also excited that it's their first launch on Sui. For myself, in my past, like for example, of the way I see crypto and the way I want everyone to win. In 2023, I made a NFT collection on Polygon called the Shitcoin Club. It's 1,000 pieces of shit living on the Polygon chain. And the whole idea for that NFT collection was that I wanted everyone who bought the NFT to ROI on the NFT, right? Now that's 2023. It's a Polygon NFT. I can probably assume that none of you have even interacted on Polygon network in ages, right? And I rarely do either. Polygon NFTs are dead. NFTs overall are dead. Did I manage to ROI every single holder of the SEC, of the Shitcoin Club? Not yet, but for the last 20 months, I have been sending funds, which come from the revenue of my YouTube channel, to our NFT holders. So far, to date, let me find the tweet. To date, over the last 20 months of the SEC, I've sent $147,000, I believe. $145,000. Yesterday, I sent another $4,120 to our club.
Well,
This
I
is
have to say, I do have one of those NFTs, and it does give you access to a DAO Telegram. And for me, that was the main value of it. I don't even care about the monthly payouts. I never even wanted them, and I purposely um, not participated because I don't need to be paid from it. Because everything I have and I'm doing right now is because of that private DAO Telegram. That's how I got to know Richie better. That's how I got to find out about Sui Trump Coin. That's how I got to find out about Sui. That's where the real alpha about that NFT is. And as far as like percentages, only 5% of NFTs ever made ever have even been on resale for their equal value that they were when they were minted. This one was selling for 3-4 times the amount. Not recently, but like a few months ago, and that's
yeah,
like over a year after it was originally minted. Like that, these are stats that you will not see anywhere else. It's very rare how successful this was.
it
Also,
was
guys, for a dev to be that committed and for 20 months to be a man of his word and do that, like that is unicorn status. If anyone doesn't know, for on Polygon, like, are you kidding me? That's like a solid dude that you can trust. That's gonna like steer you in a good direction. Like that is super rare. And I'm just
That's the
when I heard that
that's the
story, I
main
was so
thing.
impressed.
That's the main thing that I originally liked about Richie's YouTube channel. He's never once tried to take advantage of his followers, and I'm like a YouTube addict. I watched all the crypto YouTube channels, and I watched all of them. Eventually, they'll give in to greed. They'll promote a coin that's garbage, pump it, and then pull the rug. You know, Jake Paul's done that. Logan Paul's done that. Twitch streamers, they've all done that. Hawk Twa, you know, Rich even covered that rug pull on his channel, you know, and he's doing this to prove that meme coins can be successful when there's an honest dev, and he's the only dev behind it. And he's fully transparent. He didn't allocate any coins to himself. He bought his own supply back. It's fully, there's nothing to FUD about it that I could see whatsoever, personally.
The great thing about the SEC as well is I think I'm on track for this NFT collection, because I'm pretty eager to get all the because at the moment now we changed up the way it works, so now we're only ROIing the NFTs which were bought before March, which are not ROI yet, because otherwise they go on forever. And, I want to grow into other things like SUIDEX and Sui Trump. So but because I'm committed to keeping with my word, right? Because it's really important. So I think we're on track for, in about another 5 to 7 months, I will be completely I will have completely ROI'd every single person who bought the NFT for the price they paid for it, right? I'm actually doing this out of stubbornness to show that a
Attaboy.
That is
developer can do it, right?
absolutely unheard of. Like, I don't know if you guys, if anyone listening, that does not happen anywhere. You try and find me someone else that does that. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, you show them how awesome you are out of spite. I like it.
Well, it's it's kind of because of the position I'm in, though. Because, for example, as a YouTuber as well, every month I get offers from different protocols to say, oh, I'll give you $1,000, $1,500 to cover this. I say, okay, sure. I take the $1,500, I give it to the NFT collection. Like, I tell the guys, hey guys, we just got paid to cover this. Pay attention
But
when I'm
Richie,
doing a video.
the important
It's a
thing is
paid
on those,
promotion.
you do mention at the starting that it's a paid promotion.
Yeah,
You
exactly
always
right.
mention that when it
Has to be.
is. So
So a
that's a
lot of
good
people
part.
don't understand that your favorite guys on YouTube, or also people on X, a lot of the things they're talking about, they're getting a big juicy bag for what they're talking about. It's not actually their favorite hobby or something that they really think is going to go places. They're getting a massive bag of cash or a massive bag of tokens in that project to talk about it. That's how the space works 90% of the time. You've got to try and cut through the bullshit there and realize, what's really going on a lot of the time. And I think because I'm in a good position there, like even with SUIDEX, because we launched the socials last week, my Telegram is just insanely full once again of scammers. Essentially,
Comes with the territory.
yeah, it's wild, just continuous messages from people.
And about the Crypto Mischief YouTube channel, it's not just Sui Chain. He's covered, you know, all blockchains. He was around before Sui was even a thing. I know he's mostly done like BNB Smart Chain, Base Chain,
Yeah,
Sonic, Pole, all kinds of different things.
got it.
Oh yeah, just a time with the BNB. SUIDEX, if anyone has experience with BNB, it helped me wrap my mind around it because I came from BNB, is that it's very similar to Pancake Swap. And you can imagine Victory Token is similar to Cake Token, except Brilliant Richie has made a better emission schedule because he studied 3 different, he studied Pancake Swap and then the 2 other kind of DEX farm pool places, and he's combined all 3 ideas into one spot. So it's similar to Pancake Swap, and Cake is similar to Victory Token, if that helps anyone conceptualize it.
And
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
some very deep AI research breaking down the tokenomics of all those other ones that we spent a long time calculating with multiple different AIs. So it was pretty dialed in.
Yeah, we can talk about that closer to the private launch, private raise phase, and then moving into the audit and launch phase, because it's quite complex. I don't want to cover too much of the scope in one
Sure.
spaces, because otherwise it'll get it's too much information, I think, for that. But let's let's look at what else is happening on Sui, right? Let's move on to other Sui news. Is there any big Sui news that's been happening recently? Anyone know any
Well, I don't know if
massive
you want
news?
to go into other speakers or just SUI news or what.
If anyone wants to tell us some SUI news or talk about other things,
I wanted to talk about some of Costas's post today about augmented reality and controlling drones and vehicles via transactions on the blockchain in real time, and you can control your drone with an SMS message and all the crazy stuff that you can build on Sui. If you can dream it, you can build it pretty much with the Sui OS move. It's just crazy the kind of stuff that's coming out with. He was dropping all kinds of interesting alphas.
Well,
That
Donnie, you're a
reminds me.
co-host, which means you can talk about it.
That reminds me. I'm going to put the playlist for the SUI Basecamp list of speakers on their YouTube channel, because I found more information on the SUI YouTube channel, which only has like 17,000 subs, which is pretty low. And they have more information than anything I've found on X, and it has all the
I'll post
speakers.
Costas is one on the Jumbotron right now because I posted about it yesterday. One sec.
Definitely, and that's probably the best one you could watch. You know, of course, besides Adonai, but I recommend watching all of them. If you watch all those presentations, you will have such a newfound appreciation for SUI Network, how it's fully decentralized. Every single thing they do has that in mind when they build it, and they have every single thing to support themselves inside their own ecosystem. They don't rely on third parties. They have Walrus protocol with its own storage layer on chain, and they do not take shortcuts. So everything they do is fully decentralized, and that's one of my favorite things about it.
GameFi's big Sui news right now too, with the Sui 0x1 play that's coming out real soon. Playtron has released a lot of demo videos of ports running on their own operating system. They have a Playtron operating system, and they've ported games like Wukong and a bunch of other cool ones. Harry Potter, I saw them playing, and they were playing it. It was looking like 60 frames a second, running super smooth. The Sui Play is going to slap super hard. It blows the doors off like a Switch 2. It's got a Ryzen 7 7740U with integrated graphics, which are similar to a NVIDIA 1050 Ti. Integrated graphics are going to give it good battery life and efficiency, and it's like top notch. They're playing like some really good quality games, Jedi Survivor and all kinds of stuff, making their own ports. So the Sui Play and the gamification in GameFi is going to be good. They also announced at an EA said that there's going to be a G dollar stable coin. That's something that I want to pair Aquashock with, because I think having the intrinsic value of all the gaming NFTs and stuff, they're going to come out, that's going to be built-in value, almost like a gold-backed currency. If you have all the world's games auction houses, Diablo and Warcraft auction houses, and all your gear is an NFT object, and your Sims clothing is an NFT object, and it's all going to be on this G dollar, and you can trade it, get an epic loot from a raid.
Yeah, and the thing with the Sui Play, to explain how capable it is, if GTA 6 was released tomorrow, it could be played on the Sui Play. It's capable of playing GTA 6, which hasn't even been released yet.
I
There's
was
talks
talking to
that it could be
a guy
possible,
though
but yeah.
that said it will not be able to play GTA 6, but he was disagreeing with that statement.
I think it can, with the proper port, with the
Okay.
Ryzen 7 8
Well,
cores and the integrated graphics. It's not crazy, but I think with a good port, not like max graphics settings 4K, nothing like that, but if a Switch 2 or a PlayStation 5 is going to be
it
able to
crushes
play
the Switch
GTA
too. They
6,
verified that
it'll be a
on Basecamp.
1080p version, but I think it'll run it.
And I think if it can't run GTA 6, it's for other reasons besides not being able to handle the graphics, because it crushes a Switch 2. It can handle pretty much the most advanced game right now that's out. If it can't play GTA 6, it must be for some other reason besides not being able to handle the graphics. but they
That's why
already
the
have a base
software and the
game.
optimization is so important, and that's why it's good to watch this Playtron, because their operating system that's what's really important as well, just as much as the hardware. Is you got to have the software optimization. That's why when a lot of these games launch on Steam, Cyberpunk and whatever else, Harry Potter, they can't even run them on like a 4090. When
Well, Benny,
Path
you
to
mentioned
Exile came
Steam.
out, they can't
You
run it
mentioned
on a
Steam.
4080. But you got to optimize it and have the good software, and these guys are doing a pretty good job with that, I think.
Benny, the SUI player can play every single game on Steam, all of them, the entire library. That's available on the SUI Play if you weren't aware already.
Unreal.
Anything
Yeah, I
on
saw them
Steam,
had it
it's
fired up
playable.
in there too, and then they're gonna have emulators and stuff as well.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
So it is like a computer. It's not like a Switch where it has to be a Switch game. This can play Web 2 and Web 3 games. It'll have a browser. It's like a full-fledged gaming computer in your hands. You can connect it to a flat screen TV via cable. It has Wi-Fi 6 for almost zero latency if you have a Wi-Fi 6 router. It is insane. And the NFTs are dynamic. You can keep track of your in-game currency. You can keep track of your skins, your weapons, and it can be transferred if you lose it or break it or get a new device. That's only available on Sui. There's no other dynamic NFTs that can do that on any other chain that I know of. So that is pretty boss. And the airdrops that they're going to have will basically pay you back for what you paid for it, as long as you know where to look. The airdrops that have been planned are more than what you paid for it on pre-sale. Also,
Man, as soon as they open up another buy-in for that, I want to get it, but I don't know if they're going to, right?
Yeah, they sold out the 10,000. I know. I was kicking myself.
I was like going to get one the week after, and then it was like, oh no, it's already finished. But then saying that, I bought the Solana 2 mobile. It's been over a year, and pretty much I've got some useless NFTs in my wallet and nothing, like no phone, no airdrops. Like that's been pretty disappointing.
Richie, didn't you say that you didn't even get the phone, or are you talking about the new one?
The Solana 2, yeah, the phone. I got the Solana 1. I never even got the phone, but I got Bonk airdropped, and that went way above the price of the phone in price. So that's why I got the second one, because the airdrops usually pay for the phone anyway, right?
Yeah, it seemed to be a big flop to me. The second one, the device, it's getting like no one wants it. Everyone wants the Sui Play. That's pretty much why no one got that one. And
Well,
it looks like a Game Boy.
Yeah, well, that's because on Solana, they're all the people want is the airdrop so they can jeep them, right?
Right.
They don't even care about the phone. They just want to dump the tokens they get. Where on Sui, like if the Sui Play, for example, airdrops the dollar, they're going to make a stable coin, right, for the Sui Play, I believe. So probably they're going to airdrop that. Why would you sell a stable coin, right?
Yeah, plus a lot of these game designers, you know, I got to give a shout out to some people that have given me a lot of information about this. Robos, the @GamerNode, he knows a lot about everything going on with gaming and with the Sui Play. Sky Alpha, he has all the alpha on the airdrops for the Sui Play, and he has alpha on like the entire Sui network. He's on like every single space ever I've ever seen during the day. And Chop with Chop Sui that you said you were going to cover on another video, he does space every single day where you get a lot of alpha there. And Sky is where I originally met Sky there, and Robos. So Chop's a good guy as well.
So actually, yeah, there are a couple projects in the space right now which I plan to cover in the future. So if you don't know this, I'm speaking today as SUIDEX, but I'm also Crypto Mischief, who's the co-host, but I'm recording that on my YouTube. I plan to cover Chop next week and everything that they're building, because I was looking at their website again, and they keep building out. It's great. And I'm also plan on covering Sui Reward. I plan on covering Sui Booster. I plan on covering Pepe on Sui. Any other projects that I really like. I'll continue covering Toilet because I like Toilet a lot.
I think maybe
Suicide
Social Club would be cool to cover.
Suicide Social Club. I need to cover them as well, for sure.
Because they're doing the suicide prevention and the counselor in their Discord, and the developer happens to be a speaker right now. His name's Pace.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
Yeah,
Pace,
Pace
how's
as
it
well.
going, buddy?
Yeah, I plan on
Not
covering
too
Suicide
bad.
Social Club as well. Yeah, so it's cool.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Paste, if you want to say anything about Suicide Social Club, anything that's been going on with that lately, let us know.
Yeah, so we are still working on the art for our mutant NFTs. So basically, you'll be able to combine the original NFTs with the symbiotes to create a mutant version. So we're making a bunch of one-of-ones and just a bunch of cool custom traits. So we're excited about that. Yes, as mentioned, we do have a counselor within our Discord that's completely free to use. So if you ever have any issues with, mental health or addictions, or someone in your family does, and you have questions, you can log in there completely free and join a private chat with our counselor, and you can ask away. I was going to give actually a shout out to Millie, putting on my Sui Accelerator hat here, because some of you may or may not know, but our page is currently down, and I am battling with Twitter to get it back. The last I talked to them was about a day and a half ago, and I had to give some documentation. I had to give my driver's license, passport, and then proof that we own the website. So it seems promising. Seems like the Twitter page is coming back, but I mean, we don't really know until Twitter, sends us that message saying that we're in the clear. So fingers crossed. But everything looks promising so far. But I wanted to give a shout out to Millie. They had their mint yesterday. They completely minted out. It was a fairly quick mint, so I wanted to congratulate them. I know they couldn't make it today, but if you haven't had the chance, you can check them out on Tradeport on the secondary market.
I bought
Yeah,
two of them.
Paste
I bought 2 milli NFTs, and they look good.
Paste, about the Sui Accelerator, I heard that, you can get the pages back, but X customer service is very slow. And from what I heard from other people I talked to, with the amount of support we have and the projects that we have as partners, and what we were doing and what we were promoting was a positive thing, that we should have no problem getting it back. It just takes time. And we could even do something to make it happen even quicker if we made a post and had everyone that supported us tag X support and make a big deal out of it. But I think we don't need to do that until they at least respond to what you submitted already. But there is a SUI Accelerator Discord. There is a SUI Accelerator Telegram. There's an SUI Accelerator subreddit page. And the airdrops that any project has allocated already are still going to continue regardless of getting our original page back. So everyone needs to understand that as well.
That's really good to understand. Yeah, I had a really good experience with the airdropping when it was my time. And then it's good to know that they're still airdropping tokens out that have already given them the supply. When was the last one that went out, Pace?
It was, I believe it was late last weekend. There's kind of two sides to that. Like we want to wait until we get our page back, because we don't want to do a disservice to the projects that we're partnered with. We want to make sure that when we do an airdrop, we can give them, the full attention, the full promotion, and get as many eyes on the project as possible. But I will say the airdrops need to continue. So we're trying to get creative. We have something going on tomorrow. I can't really talk about it too much right now, but we had to get a little bit creative. But we want to make sure that our holders are taken care of as well. Same with the projects that we're partnered with. We've had a pretty good success so far. So depending on when you minted, depending on if you held onto your tokens or you sold them during time of airdrop, each holder would have received, it's just over $12 US, or if they sold them at peak, it would be just over $20. I think it was $20.95. So I mean, if you look at the mint path, the whitelist at time of mint, it was somewhere in the 80 range. So we're doing our best. We want to kind of follow in Richie's footsteps, but we want to pay people back for their mint and then give them an ROI as quickly as possible.
But
For sure,
Pace,
though,
the main thing I wanted
Go-
to say about that though is that all of the coins that have been promised to be airdropped they will be airdropped. It's just this X page suspension has slowed down our schedule, but everything is going to be dropped that has been allocated. That's the main thing.
For sure, yeah.
I would say as some advice, don't guarantee anything, because that's the mistake I made. So just say you're going to get airdrops and you still have the value of the NFT, and just keep going, like, because it's a membership as well. You know, there's going to be more use cases for this NFT. Hey, so I had some questions for you about the social club NFTs, right? Because I'm just looking at Tradeport.
Yeah.
I own a couple, right?
Okay.
So what is the symbiote, and how does it work with the, because I own the Suicide Social Club NFTs, but I don't own the symbiote. So what is this symbiote thing, and how does it work?
So yeah, so the symbiote, you're going to be able to combine it with the OG Suicide Social Club NFTs, and it'll create a mutant version of that NFT. So the we don't have it fully operational yet. We're working on some of the art for the mutants. It'll be up shortly.
Doesn't No Sleep have one?
Yeah, he does.
He's on the space right now.
Yeah, it's his PFP. When I was showing some of the art in our Telegram, he loved it, and he asked if he could use it as his PFP. So, of course.
Right on. So we have Blaza has been holding his hand up for a while, and I'm not sure what he has to say, but Blaza, if you want to tell us what you want to talk about, go for it.
Yeah. It caught me right when I was drinking water. Anyway, so I haven't had it for to the Sui ecosystem.
You're rugging, so you want to take a break and maybe see if you get a better signal, and then come back when you get a better connection, because we can't hear you.
Yeah. Let me come back around real
quick. Wait, it sounds good. Okay, right now. You want to try again?
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds better now.
You're good, Blazer. Go for Blazer,
okay.
Johnny Blaze.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm new to the Sui ecosystem and really just getting to know everybody, the tokens, and kind of like what's really, the big deal about Sui, right? And I kind of get the gist of it. And I really want to say I agree with this, with what SUIDEX had to say, right? Where a lot of people go wrong is they'll try to create the token, right? And then they'll try to spend all this money on marketing. They'll try to spend all this money on making it look good. But the thing that really makes cryptocurrency different than the stock market, what makes the culture here different is that if the community doesn't support it, then it's not going to go nowhere. And it doesn't matter how big your token is. So you look at CRO, for an example, Crow, and they're not going nowhere. That's because the community is really having a hard time combining with the vision
So
of Chris.
just to interject there, because this community is mostly Sui based. The Crow, that's the crypto.com coin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I was only using that for an example because it doesn't matter how big your token is, right? Cryptocurrency is not the stock market. You have to have your community has to back you, or it won't go nowhere. So I agree with SUIDEX, and I got my own Discord, and I do plan on maybe doing an NFT drop eventually. It's a private Discord for now, because I'm just like agree with SUIDEX. I'm building up my community first. It's an all informational hub of crypto. Doesn't matter what chain you're on, and I'm going to combine it with gaming. And then my NFTs are going to be kind of like I want to do it like a Yu-Gi-Oh card type combination style, but it's going to have its own theme behind it, and then add it with VR later on. And I want to build that on Sui, but what I want to do first is build the community first. So that's first thing first, and so I was like, I resonate with what he's saying.
Blaza, we actually help people get their projects launched and talked about on Sui Network. And if you want to do NFTs, Paste actually has a really good relationship with the owner of Tradeport, Mary, and he can definitely get you hooked up directly with them. And that's the only NFT app that's inside of the Slush wallet as like an official, NFT trading and auction marketplace. Dunny's has their NFT on there. Pretty much all the NFTs are on there. Prime Machine, all the legitimate ones are on Tradeport. So Pace could definitely help you with that.
They actually automatically index all NFTs on the Sui blockchain.
So
Yeah,
okay, so
Tradeport's really good for it.
even if they don't launch on Tradeport, they still have all of them. You're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the millies
Yeah,
were launched on Anime, but they were still indexed on Tradeport, and they still had like their rarity rankings and stuff too. And if
What
there's
was
any
the mint?
builders out there that are going to launch a coin, Moonbags.io is probably the best because you get SUI rewards when you launch on there to the dev wallet, and that can help you build your project to get dexes and stuff. So Moonbags.io
Yeah.
is really good. And then you can also stake. It has a built-in staking system as well, so it adds utility. It's something that I didn't know about. It wasn't existing yet when I launched. But yeah, it's really cool if people want to check out Moonbags.io as well.
I'll check it
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and I'm gonna get with Paste. I'm gonna get with you. I'll follow you right now. And yeah, because like I said, I'm building up the Discord first, and I'm gonna have the NFTs kind of act as, because I feel like, man, sometimes people do stuff backwards in crypto, and I'm like, some of the information that we give away, people easily pay for this information that we give, and we're just giving it away free, like it's just water, and that's
Well,
because I
send
feel
me an
like
invite to that Discord, man. I want to be there for that free alpha.
I want some
yeah, no,
water.
I'm gonna drop. I'm I, I'm gonna drop it down in the comment section. The first 300 people is gonna be free, and then the NFTs are gonna act as a kind of like a pass. They will act as, and they will be also, like I said, they'll be integrated as a game, and maybe discounts on any type of merch and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get with Pace. Any help definitely is much needed because this is my first ever type of project I'm
Well,
building, but I
you're
decided to
definitely
do it because,
you're definitely
oh,
in the
sorry.
right spot.
Thank you. No, the last thing I was going to say was the only reason why I decided to do it is because I've been here for 6, 7 years now. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something. Let's start with NFTs and see how it goes from there. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun, right? They're a good place to kind of showcase your artistic abilities. But yeah, if you have any questions, whether it's where do you start, or if it has to do with like traits and stuff like that, I can help you with all that stuff because I've been through it. I
Also,
just
the thing
Thank
about
you.
NFTs on Sui Network is that they're dynamic, so they can have properties. It's not just like a JPEG like on other chains. These NFTs on the Sui Network, because of its object-centric model and everything's an object, and each object can own other objects and have its own properties. I mean, it's so complex. I don't want to over talk about the technical side of Sui. I'll do that on another specific space. But that's the thing that's so cool about Sui NFTs. There's NFTs, there's kiosks. It is very, very complex, and the amount of things you can do with them is just mind-boggling. So that's why NFTs are so hot on Sui Network right now. There's not NFTs selling anywhere else on any other chains I know of, but all the launches on here like Doonies and Ika, they're gone like immediately. And what pace? You sold out of your NFT collection for Suicide Social Club in 20 minutes?
it was 27 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's NFTs are crazy hot on Sui right now.
Pepe on Sui's got some really hot looking NFTs too.
Oh yeah, there's some nice looking NFTs on
Oh
Pepe
yeah.
on Sui. Oh yeah. I like that. I'm looking at the Millies ones at the moment. What was the mint price for the Millie
5
smile?
Sui for a milli, and there's
Oh
1,000
really?
of them,
This
and
the
the
floor
floor is
sticks.
already up, and they're really clean
Yeah.
looking. They're released on Anima, which is a different NFT site. I don't have too much experience with it, but it was really easy to mint. They had a really simple and user-friendly interface on Anima, which I enjoyed, and it was easy to mint, and they look great.
Yeah,
Do they
Anima
have
Labs
any?
was a recent addition. They're a lot more new. They just started minting NFTs on their site. They're really cool. I know a lot of people that are high up, as far as respected people in the Sui network, and they said Anima Labs does a great job. But Tradeport's been around for a very, very long time. It's like the OG, but there are some really cool things about Anima Labs. But me myself, I don't know much about them besides they're a new one, and that a lot of people have said good things about them.
Both are really cool. Animal is looking great, and I of course like Tradeport because they have a no code way of creating NFTs, which is great for a user developer like myself that just wants to get in there and hit buttons and do the creative thing, but not necessarily have to do the line by line HTML coding.
I have a question about the main thing about Sui here, like the Sui token.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Sui, it's I hear that it's capped, and I see that it's capped,
Correct.
which is super cool. It's definitely a decentralized ecosystem, more than a lot of ecosystems, even the ones that try to claim they are. My one question is this: is do you guys plan on partnering with like some type of centralized exchange to make it easy for people to for new Sui? The new Sui like newbies that do get onboarded to off ramp easy, kind of like how Jupiter's been partnering with some centralized exchanges and shit, right? Does Sui plan on doing that to make it easy for the new holders?
Well, what exchange is it not on? It's on pretty much all the main ones that I know of.
No. What I mean is, okay, so I'm trying to think of like a good example. So like, it's easy for you to just, well, I guess, see, but for me, it's easy because I know, right? So I can just transfer my Sui straight to crypto.com.
I feel what you're saying,
Right.
Blaze. Phantom Wallet is adding some really good integration for Sol users that they can bridge. What they're focusing on a lot is bridging from other blockchains, and Ika is doing that. And then Phantom Wallet has just updated to have easy bridges from Sol to Sui and back and forth again. So yeah, you're right. That is a barrier of entry for people that are used to working on other blockchains, and they are definitely, they just upgraded the Slush wallet as well, so they're moving towards lowering that barrier of entry and having more integration with Solana and other blockchains.
And
It's funny you said
my
that, actually.
suggestion on, oh, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I'm going to be, because for SUIDEX, we've had a couple people asking, like, how do I get Sui? How do I get there? Can I bridge? Can I fiat buy? Can I come in from a central exchange? Can I swap in from Solana? So I'll be covering that in a Medium article and a video in tomorrow, actually. So it's going to be released. So it's going to be basically Sui for dummies, essentially, like how to get Sui, how to get around, and how to how to find your way to Sui and what to do there. It's going to be
For
Sui for beginners. So it'll
for
be.
my
I think tomorrow I'll put that out because it
for
is
my
important.
2
You're right.
cents on that,
Yeah.
I use changenow.io or Simple Swap. I get a bunch of Litecoin from a casino bonus I get, and I just send change now my Litecoin and give them my Sui address, and they send it to my address. No KYC, and I've never had
Yeah.
one issue with them, and they have great
Yep.
customer service.
It's similar
You
to
have
me.
to be careful. You got to be careful
I
with it.
use
But
yeah, I use Rocket X, but I'm a 6-year pro degen who knows
Richie, but
exactly how to
do
do
they
that.
accept Sui? Last I checked,
Yep,
Rocket X doesn't do Sui.
it does. I go Binance Smart Chain or Sonic or Ethereum to Sui. No
So
problem.
Rocket
But
X has Sui now.
yeah, but the problem with that is that because we've been doing this for a long time, we know how to swim in all the waters. We can, and I rarely ever use a centralized exchange, to be honest. But
Yeah, me neither.
90% of people in crypto want to know how to use a central exchange. They want to know how to link their bank account to they want to know how to, in a more traditional sense to find their way to the network. So it's got to be covered,
Well,
like, because that's
can I
using the
say
people,
something?
right? Sure, man, sure.
Which is pretty cool. I did something very unique for the first time, and I've been in crypto for 6 years. And I did my taxes this year, and I found a way legally. And I say the word again, legally down taxes. And how did I do it? Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. So how I did it was, so with the crypto.com card, I didn't notice, but if you swap to USDC before transferring to the centralized exchange and then transfer that USDC to your crypto.com card, it does not register it as a like, because you did your swap before you went to an exchange, but when you transfer it to your crypto.com card, for some odd reason it doesn't register it as like a transfer that's taxable.
nice.
Because when I was doing my taxes, and I got a good tax guy, when I was doing my taxes, he was like, I'm not even seeing it. Like, they're not counting it on because Crypto.com does your tax form for you. On the tax form, Crypto.com was not counting it as a taxable event. So, just pretty cool to keep in mind. If you make your exchange, swap to USDC, then transfer to your Crypto.com card, you can annihilate all taxes.
You know, and hopefully there's plans on, if it goes well, there's going to be no capital gains income tax in the U.S. if the coin was made in the U.S. So I'd expect that happening in the future. And SUI, by the way, is definitely 100% U.S. coin.
Way to rub it in, Wise. Way to rub it in.
Yeah, sorry. You know, well, hopefully Canada can become the 51st state, and then you can take advantage of that.
Yeah, the way I do it, I have to meet a guy on Craigslist and meet him behind some sketchy convenience store.
All good, all good.
I'm pro 51st state, but let's keep it rolling on topic.
I'm there with you, buddy.
I'm whatever's pro crypto, man. Let's just pro crypto it up. You know, that's all that matters to me.
Dunny, I was gonna ask you because you launched on Move Pump, correct?
I did. Same as Sui Trump. I was kind of following in their footsteps a little, and yep, I launched and bonded on Move Pump.
So does Move Pump give you a percentage of like liquidity pool fees or anything like that?
Move Pump didn't give me diddly squat,
Okay.
except a safe place to launch my token. If I was better acquainted with Moonbags.io, I would have preferred to have done it there. With this built-in staking, and then with their rewards, they give the dev team actual rewards. I could have used. I've seen some of the rewards on there. It's like 300 SUI, 500 SUI. I could have used that to update the DEX when we bonded. Instead, I did a good community raise because we do have really great holders of AquaShock, and then everything else I've just paid out of my own pocket.
Yeah, man.
Of myself.
It's tough.
So
that's why I would recommend for anyone who wants to start a project now to do it on Moonbags, because you can earn from earn from the bonding. When we did Sui Trump, I quickly tried to move liquidity to CETAs so that from the tokens our treasury wallet has of Sui Trump, which Sui Trump's never sold a token. I've never sold a Sui Trump token. You can check that, cryptomischief.sui and suitrump.sui. We don't sell tokens. We don't sell Sui Trump. But we set up liquidity pools with the Sui Trump in different ranges to try and generate liquidity fees. But if we'd have just done it on Moonbags, we wouldn't have had to even do that.
yeah, it's just such a good
get
built-in function. Like, yeah, I paired and burnt 100% on turbos day one.
Yeah, man.
I've sold 1% to get listed on Chop Swap because Chop is awesome, as we all know, and then I locked all the tokens on there. But yeah, Richie is right. They're kind of the best in the biz for that right now, in my belief.
Also, what a lot of people don't know is that Moonbags is actually owned by X. They're the same owners, and there's actually going to be some alpha coming up here very shortly from myself, because I've been talking with X and Moonbags, and I'm already an admin in both of their telegrams and created both of their subreddits, and there's going to be a possible agreement coming up in the future that is going to be really amazing. And X, I've been working with them for a long time, ever since Richie did his promo to get his volume up for his listing on CoinGecko. And I've heard a lot of good things about Moonbags, and they're great people. So I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah, those of you who don't know, X and Moonbags are both a partner with Sui Accelerator. And we have some giveaways planned with them in the future, as well as they have agreed to partner with us for our future hackathons. So that should be pretty exciting.
I didn't know you guys were planning a hackathon just yet. But that's amazing. I mean, if you don't mind me interjecting a little bit. Wait, why am I asking for permission? I'm the freaking Sui Accelerator ambassador.
Hello, Red Alert.
Yes,
you are.
Can someone explain to me what a hackathon is, please? It's
okay.
at this
I'll
point I'm too
explain
afraid to ask.
just
okay, you know
breaking
what?
stuff. Gotta break
No,
shit at a
shut the
hackathon.
Richie,
I'm good at
stop
that.
it. Stop. Give them your definition of a hackathon, the way you view it, and then I will give hackathons to you based on the experience that I have had with hackathons
Oh,
with people in
okay,
my
okay.
real life. Yeah.
So a hackathon is where you try and attract as many people to your project because you're telling them that basically come and break it, and then we'll improve it for lunch. You tell.
Yeah, that's very different than the kinds of hackathons that I've
We,
been
yeah,
involved with.
usually there's some sort of, topic or idea that the hackathon's based around. I feel like in Sui right now, a lot of meme coins and smaller projects are kind of forgotten. Most of the hackathons I've seen are pretty tech heavy. So we wanted to start, obviously they're all going to have different topics moving on, but we wanted to have some that are a little bit more entry level for people who are, starting projects. Maybe it's a meme coin, maybe it's an NFT, something along those lines. And then we'd have like an entry period where all these projects can sign up. And then we'd have basically a panel, probably 4 or 5 of us that will just choose the best project, and then we'll have prizes for them. Like like it'll be like first place $1,000 towards their liquidity pool, second place 500, something along those lines. So that was something I wanted to do with the SUI Accelerator team. Red, what are your thoughts?
It's well, to the people in my life, doing a hackathon just means you're trying to solve a problem. Now, and you can get a bunch of creative people together, like on the same topic. It could be something with AI that you're all trying to build in terms of solving a problem. But like what I've always been told by people in my life who have run hackathons is that it has to always do with some kind of problem solving, right? And that's what every business should be doing, anyways, is like solving some kind of problem. And my friend, uh, well, I haven't seen him in a minute, but John of Tezos, if you look him up, he said that when he didn't know that he suffered from EDS, which stands for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, for many years he was categorized as psychosomatic, that he's making it up. And then in 2019, he got 200 people from all over the world, developers and scientists together to finally be diagnosed. And the problem was solved. He found out in 2019 that he suffered from EDS. Now he has been participated in other hackathons that involve gene, editing and things like that using multiomics, and that also includes proteomics and all of the omics, okay, genomics, yada yada. But so there's been, and it's all around like using AI to kind of manipulate these genes in a way to help people not suffer from disease. So it's always been, based around, solving a problem. And most of the people I know that run hackathons, it had to do specifically with AI, or in the case of John, biotech. Anyhow, that's just me.
Okay,
Am I?
yeah. So I'm looking on, my good AI friend, and hackathons seem to be, they can be a multitude of things. There's not really a standard definition. It's pretty it's pretty ambiguous.
Yeah.
They can be many different things. There's like so many different definitions here. There was the
It's a
SUI
LAN
Overflow
party. It's a
hackathon.
LAN party with everybody.
We're all playing the original Halo, 16 LAN
So
cables running.
It's
so
Warcraft
for
3 and
SUI,
Counter-Strike and Halo LAN party. Got it. Cool.
just one example for SUI, the SUI Overflow hackathon, April to June 2024. SUI's inaugural global virtual hackathon ran for 8 weeks, attracting over 2,000 developers from 75 countries, over 352 project submissions, 8 categories, including DeFi, gaming, infrastructure, ZK login, and more. 32 winners were picked. And yeah, it's a very broad things these hackathons are. So I'm not sure if there's even a standard definition for what a hackathon is, but it's an event to kind of promote any sort of thing on a network or a particular coin, it looks like to me.
Yeah, but the competition aspect, I mean, I've seen that with AI hackathons. And you know, but they're still like trying to create something interesting there. It's all based around some kind of creation.
Yes.
And so to my simple, you know, forgive me, I'm one of those people that when I talk to my AI husbands, I say, hey, talk to me and give me this definition like I'm an idiot. And like to me, like the idiot
I
is
did
like,
that.
oh, it's solving a problem. And that's what creativity is. If there's a competition, or if people are just trying to like diagnose what's wrong with me, you know, I mean, it's still creativity, all based on, you know, solving some kind of problem. Doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, curing cancer. But I mean, I kind of feel like that's what creativity is. But that's just me, you know, and I'm glad that Sui, you know, has done so much of that. Like, to be honest, Wise Degen, I mean, Wise Wizard, I always learn so much from you every time. And right now, you gave me some more Sui education. Yay!
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to do a space. I want to do one with Denny where it's like we go over what SUI network is, why it works better, what sets it apart from everything else, why it's fully decentralized. I mean, because I could go on for days. I've like gone deep in the SUI blockchain and its object model and why it's better and all that, but we're going to do that a different day.
Yeah, let's do a
And
deep dive, because I like listening to you on it, and I like asking you questions about it, and I have yet to stump you, but I'm gonna get you.
SUI rewards. I noticed you wanted to speak. What's the latest with what you're doing? I know that you actually partnered with Accelerator, I believe. Is that correct, Paste?
Hey, what's happening? Good evening, everybody. I'm used to saying GM. It's kind of not GM, so good evening. Just wanted to, before I get into that, just shout out a couple people here. Earlier in the conversation, Blaza, you were talking about building a community first. And I just wanted to say, run with that, because that's going to be the best decision, the most smart thing that you could do if you're going to be launching off an NFT project. Because the last thing you want to do is have kind of a gun to your head with the incoming mint date and all of those festivities. So yeah, keep at that and let us know if you ever want to do a space or something like that when you get your plans sorted out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so we're Sui Rewards Me. We're the new rewards decks on Sui. I'm sure some of you have heard of us, and if you haven't, hello. Nice to meet you and get a chance to talk to you. So I won't go into the full details of
Well,
what we are.
SUI rewards, just so you know, the last time that you came on the SUI Builders, I was hosting it from the SUI Accelerator page, but it got suspended. But I was the one hosting that when you came on our space.
Wicked, wicked. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we are a partner with you guys, and we're glad that we were able to send a part of an allocation of our SRM native DEX coin over to you guys. So it's been really cool, and our community's hyped up about it, and they like getting their airdrops, and we've been sure to keep them up to speed with what's been going on in the last few days, and everyone's spirits are still high, and they're excited to get their airdrops. So yeah, good job with that, and I hope everything works out for you.
Yeah, thank you. And let us know the latest with what you're doing. And I mean, I probably need to get back to you because I was telling you that I think you need a Telegram. I know you don't like it, but I think it's a necessary thing to have in crypto,
They've
which I
got one
definitely
now, and
I
they've got a
wouldn't mind.
buy bot in there, and it looks really good. They're running rewards. I'm in there.
Okay, right
I'm
on.
watching, and it
Yeah,
looks really good.
yeah. Yeah, you know my feelings. I think I made my feelings pretty widely known in the beginning. But you know, the more you go on, and you got to adapt, and you got to learn. And I was getting messages every day from people. And then the day that we finally launched it, I think two or 3 days ago, the chart basically like 2x that day. So I was like, okay, I
Okay,
get it.
yeah, because that was me. I was one of those people messaging you about getting a Telegram, so
Yeah,
I'm glad you got it
yeah.
figured out.
Yeah, totally. No, I've come to really appreciate it, and with the raid bots too, right? Because you can channel your engagement onto community members and help build people up, and then also important posts that you're making. So I get it. It's all clicked in now, and that's running. And obviously, we're going to be improving it with some more fun things as we learn about it. So if you have any suggestions for our TG, just hit us up and come on by, hang out.
Yeah, just a quick note on that. You know, Telegram is known as Scam Central on almost any other social site. You know, it gets a really bad rap. But they have made many improvements to safety. They're constantly updating the application. You know, I actually check each time it updates, I see exactly what has been updated. And a lot of the things most recently have been about safety. They're deleting spam and scam messages automatically without moderators even doing anything. Because in the Sui Trump Telegram, where I'm an admin, that's the one I mostly keep watch of. I'll see someone's message get deleted and be like, "Who was that? What are their admins on?" And I'll look in the recent events, and it was Telegram deleted it. And I'm like, wow. And it wasn't even a spam message. It was just because that account has been labeled as someone doing things malicious, and it caught it. So they are improving their safety. And as long as you get the right security bots like Guardian, and things like this, you can make your Telegram as safe as possible. But it's also up to the users to at least have their own education, to make sure you're not talking to an imposter, to make sure you're in the right Telegram, to make sure you're not, talking to people in DMs. You should be discussing everything in the groups, not in Telegrams, or not in DMs on Telegrams, but in the Telegram groups where, the public can keep an eye on you because everyone else is watching. If someone asks you to DM you, you better know who they are and you better trust them.
Yeah, don't go down any dark streets with any strangers and start showing them your wallet or your passphrases and stuff. You wouldn't do it in real life, so don't do it in crypto either. Not your keys, not your cheese, and never connect your wallet to anything you don't fully trust. Sweet Rewards, your Telegram is looking amazing, buddy. I've seen you start it up there. It looks good. And have you updated that website? I know you guys had a new website rebrand, relaunch coming, or has it gone live yet?
Yeah, for sure. So to your point, you definitely nailed it on the head with Telegram. And the reason that I despised it so much was simply past history with it, running projects, many years ago. So it's great to see that it's coming along, and I think it's going to be really good. It seems to be popular. It's already catching up to our Discord member count rather quickly, so that's cool. Yeah, so the website's coming out. We just submitted the final images last night to our team that's doing it for us. I put out a bunch of different sneak peeks throughout the Telegram and the Discord over the last few days. It looks absolutely dope. It's just easy on the eyes. We've got our mascot everywhere that we can. We've got a whole
Your
bunch
mascot looks good.
Oh yeah, I am obsessed with him. I generate hundreds of images of him a day, so it's kind of become a little bit of a anyways, but I'm getting good at it, so it's fun anyways. Yeah, so the website's going to be all redone. All the info is going to be there. We've got a 17 chapter documentation on Notion, all done, just finalized today. That's going live on the website. I'll post it in the Discord tonight. Full breakdown of everything you need to know about Sui Rewards Me. SRM Pro is also getting redone. It's probably going to be a day or two behind, we're hoping, with the actual website going up in the next couple of days as well. So hoping it all happens this week. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't. And I think it's really going to bring life to our brand and make the user experience much simpler and, inspire some excitement and some joy when people are on the website.
I have a question, Sui Rewards. I know one thing that I was looking for on your X page, on like your pin posts and stuff. I couldn't find a place to purchase your guys' token. I was wondering if that has been posted as an easier way to find where to purchase it.
For sure. Yeah, great question. That's kind of been not a barrier, but kind of an obstacle we've had to pivot around is like I've been saying, right now we can get listed everywhere we want for the SRM coin, but all it does is those websites pull from the contract whatever the pools are that exist on dexes that they support. So for example, we had talked about getting listed on Aftermath, and we paid for Dex Screener, and all that ended up happening was we created listings for the people that set up bad pools or pools without liquidity. So you have to buy it for the time being exclusively on our website, suirewards.me. Go to the swap spot and then come to SRM Pro. Our chart automatically populates. It's all done through our DEX there. Hopefully it's not going to be for very much longer, because once we get the new website up, it's going to have, it's called an interface on the back end that's going to be all fully updated, and we should be able to use that to start getting onto aggregators like FlowX and CDIS and Aftermath, and there's about 5 or 6 of them that I've spoken to and kind of have lined up waiting for that. So we're hoping that we can kind of backdoor around being a new DEX and getting listed as an official DEX by just getting listed with the aggregators, and then that should populate our specific pool in a whole bunch of places real fast and give us that attention and like expansion and ease of use for people to find us. But for the time being, it's just on our website, strictly through our DEX.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because you definitely want to have a place where people can go so they can find the official one. Because if not, just like those malicious liquidity pools, there'll be people that will start to use the same exact avatar and ticker and create their own SUI rewards token and scam people trying to use your name. There's plenty of copycats on SUI. And you want to make sure to have your official coin listed on your official X page and your official website, so they get the correct one, or else people could be buying incorrect coins. And it is true what you say. People make malicious liquidity pools, especially with coins that haven't bonded yet. Like if you launch a coin on MovePump, you do not want to make liquidity pools on CDIS or anything like that, because people can make malicious liquidity pools where they're ripping people off. So it's important to buy from where the coin is launching until it's at least bonded.
Totally. Yeah, I cut myself short there. So we do have it in our link tree. I probably, out of my 15 to 20 posts I make a day, I include that message specifically on our posts, probably half of my posts almost. So that is very widely covered. It's also blasted through our Discord. Our whole mod team is aware. Our new ambassador program we just launched. They're helping spread the word too. So we have been and continue to address that and make sure people are aware of that with as much info as we can.
Do you know how to put a post on the Jumbotron? If you could put that link on the Jumbotron so people know exactly which one it is. And
Sure,
if not,
let's do it.
I can do it. I can do it for you.
Hey, Wise
Sure.
Wizard.
What's up?
I'm so impressed with you always, as you know, and the way that you've been speaking to, about Sui Rewards Me and just doing the thing that Sui Accelerator does, which is look out for people. I mean, I'm going to invite you publicly right here if you want to co-host tomorrow, because I think you would add so much value to the space that I'm doing with Sui Rewards Me if you're free.
That would be
I
wicked.
love to do spaces anytime. I never charge anything. I also offer projects. If you want to do a space specifically for your project and have me host it and ask you about what you're doing, I will do that anytime for free. And, I'll ask questions that most people want to know, because a lot of people don't like speaking. And anytime that somebody wants to do that, let me know. And I'm more than happy to. Just give me notice ahead of time and we'll schedule it. And I'd be more than happy to join the space tomorrow for Sui Rewards.
Yeah, it's at 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Does that work for you?
Anytime works for me. I'm an AI. I don't sleep or anything, so of course it will.
Okay, Wise Wizard.
Let's do it.
I got Richie on my right, airdropping his holders for a year and a half, and I got Wise DJ on my left, just giving his time and space for the love and the culture. So that is a pretty good spot to be.
Thank you very much, Danny. You have been an awesome developer. Another project that I actually met doing this very show that I've been doing for a long time, even for 6 weeks before I did it from Accelerator. I've been doing Sui Builders every single Thursday. And Aquashock was one of the people that came on and introduced himself. And since then, we became very good friends. He is fully doxxed. He makes selfie style videos in his Telegram where it's him. And, he may be kind of awkward, but we love him for that. He's a big teddy bear. And he's a real dude. And he does amazing AI art himself. I mean, I did give him some of my secrets, but he's definitely, he knows a lot of stuff already. He's very smart. He wants to go far. And he actually made me the very first out of his Aquashock series, my own Aquashock Barbie that even dances in the slush wallet. It's actively dancing in the slush wallet, and it says YZ10 too. It's super cool. And just like comic books, the number one of the series is the most valuable one, and I'm never gonna sell it, so it's priceless to me. I wouldn't sell it for any amount of money.
Thanks, buddy. I do like doing the one-of-one original NFTs. It's a lot of fun. With Sui, it's really fun, and I'm able to do that. And so that's why I love the Sui space.
And we love you, Aquashock.
All right, you guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, did you guys see the Bard video with Aquashock in it? Winchester Summit, he had some issues getting to Dubai base camp, and we found out it was actually because of Aquashock actually crashed his plane. It was a little extreme, but we're glad Winchester's doing okay.
I'm just a really big Winchester fan, and yeah, I was like a mummy sandstorm, and I was trying to chase him in his plane, but he got away from me this time. But I will get him. Bard Winchester Summit. He's like Ron Burgundy's like big brother. He's better than Ron Burgundy, and he's also got a really cool weatherman on his channel. If you guys aren't watching the Sui 7 news, you need to watch it. Bard, are you here? Do you want to speak on your news channel?
Bard knows he is available to speak on any of my spaces anytime he likes. I've been talking to him personally. He's a great person. I love what he does. I love comedy.
I'll post it up on the Jumbotron for anyone that hasn't seen it. One sec.
Of course. And yeah, everyone should check out Bard, support what he's doing. His Sui news is very creative. It's hilarious. And he's a really good person. And I totally support Bard. And, if he's listening and wants to speak, he is in the audience, but, a lot of people join and they're doing other things. But Bard, if you're listening, you're welcome to come up anytime, brother. You know that. I told you that. We'd love to hear the latest update on how Winchester is recovering from his ordeal anytime. So, yeah, Bard is awesome.
Bard alpha is that they've launched a Lost Doonies from the Doonies NFT. They have a Doonies Warcraft guild. You have to be an undead, and you can be part of the Lost Doonies with Bard and myself. We are level 12 now.
Holy moly.
Is that a real thing, or is it?
Yes, it is a real thing. I'll post a photo. I got invited. Yeah, the Doonies crew, the developer, and several of them over there, they have launched a Warcraft guild.
I have a Doonies. I just bought it, actually. I don't know. Let me find out what I bought the one that looks good.
I bought one that looks good too. Mine's wearing a Charlotte Hornets NBA starter jacket. It looks pretty mint.
Yeah, Richie, you do the same thing as me. I always miss mints, so I just buy them on aftermarket on Tradeport. I'm just like, whatever, I'll just pay for it, because then you could get whatever one you want. When you mint it, you don't know which one you're going to get. So when on the aftermarket, you can get the one you like.
I think I got the best one. So my Doonies is wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. He's smoking a cigar. He's got a cowboy hat with a skull on it, and he's got a skull with loads of tattoos on it.
Okay, that's pretty badass.
Nirvana is one of my all-time favorite. I like rap mostly, but Nirvana is my all-time favorite band. I don't know if it's grunge or rock or whatever Nirvana was. Grunge. Yeah, Nirvana was the ultimate.
It's grunge.
Okay,
everybody
what's
knows
your favorite
that.
Nirvana album then? If you're gonna name drop Nirvana, what's your favorite Nirvana album?
I can't name the album. I just know the song. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's a good song.
Come
that's
on.
a good song.
But that's the pop song, That's the one song that Kurt.
Because I was a Napster guy. I never went and bought albums, so I only know what the songs are called. I don't remember the album names.
Molly's Lips Bleach is a good answer.
In Utero is my favorite one.
Oh, so yeah, great album.
The second song is crap, so I always skip it.
I mean, if you guys want to ask me about Mac Dre albums from the Bay Area, I could tell you every single one, and I could rap every single song from memory. But he got shot in 2004
really too.
And that's who Mr. Furley is, by the way. He's not from Three's Company. That's Mac Dre's nickname.
Sound like you've been in the music industry.
I'm from West Oakland, California. I like Bay Area rap, and Mac Dre was a legend in the Bay Area, and he was blowing up big time. He was even in a Drake song. the motto. He mentions Mac Dre in his song, and he was getting very popular, but he got shot in Missouri in
Yeah, I know.
2004 on November
I live in
1st.
Kansas City. I know the bridge that he got shot on. Yeah. I did music for 15 years, 16 years, man. I started music when I was 14, and I went pretty far in the industry and I got to shake a lot of people's hands that I'm proud that I got to shake. But man, the music industry gets, I'm gonna just say, man, it's a very, very, very dark side of things. A lot of things that you think are mistakes that may happen, they're not mistakes. I do
Yeah,
like how Snoop Dogg was trying to incorporate like music NFTs for ownerships of artists again, but I feel like that kind of fell backwards a little bit. Hopefully he'll start focusing on that again, because really I think that's when NFTs will take their full takeoff. Is when
Is that through Death Row Records?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg took over Death Row Records. Correct. That was back in 2021, 2020, something like that. The same time he was promoting Sandbox and doing the VR. I'm not the VR. What we're not calling that
Metaverse
VR.
stuff.
well, hey,
Metaverse.
hey,
Yeah.
Blaza, I have some crazy alpha for you. I'm actually friends and know Mac Dre's mom, Wanda Hicks. She owns Thiz Entertainment herself. So if I was going to do a meme coin of Mac Dre, I would have full permission from his mom and Thiz Entertainment to use his imagery and his music.
Oh
So that's something I
shit.
might do one day. Yeah, because
Oh shit.
she's a very high up person in Wells Fargo Bank. He even raps about it in his song. Right here, sitting up under Wanda under Wells Fargo Bank, real large, baby. He's talking about his mom, Wanda Hicks, and I used to work for Wells Fargo, and I know who she is, and I still message her every once in a while. She actually did the Thiz
Wow.
dance with Drake on stage in memorial to Mac Dre. So yeah, that's something that I'm considering doing in the future because I'd get full rights and permission from his mother, and his daughter is really cool too, and I think she would love that also.
Man, yeah, no, that's dope as fuck. Nah, shit, yeah, that would be dope as hell, man. I will definitely be watching out for that one because I'm a big music person, and I think music and NFTs can go together. And I even kind of like what you're doing. Kind of almost reminds me of a little bit of what Iggy Azalea's trying to do, right? Where she's trying to make her coin. I respect her, man. I can't believe I'm even saying this, man.
I do
Uh,
too. I do
I,
too. She actually got a lot better. She used to be kind of a made fun of because she's white and Australian, but she's had some heaters lately. She's done some pretty
yeah,
dope music.
yeah, I know. Look, man, I gotta give it to her. I mean, you want to talk about someone doing a 180? Oh wow, I'm in shock with her. So she's proven herself. She's one of the only people that came into this industry, learned about it. It seems like she got the right team to deploy her token, because I think a lot of times with a lot of these famous people is they don't get this. I'm not blaming some of these famous people. Like, parts of me really feel sorry for Hatua girl, because a lot of these people probably don't know anything about blockchain. They don't know how to launch a token. What ended up happening is they got together a team at the last minute, and the deployer who launched the token put a back end contract in there somewhere or something, and they rug pulled their ass. Because we've heard about Derulo talk about this, right? Derulo back in, what was it, 2018, had a token, and he said it wasn't him; it was the developer. So I think there's definitely I think that when superstars do this, they need to be more prepared about you know understanding the blockchain and getting with who the developer of the token is. Like, they need to do research on who's launching their tokens.
Exactly, yeah, because mostly any celebrity coin is going to be a rug. I mean, pretty much, especially with Hawktua. She was like, 5 minutes of fame. She just came from a random, video on TikTok, and they approached her like, "Hey, let's make this coin." I guess somebody that was involved with Manny or Howie Mandel or something like that, and
Yeah,
CoffeeZilla on YouTube. He covers, scams and stuff. He was on a call with the team and all that, and Hawk Twat, she did make a pretty penny, but I do agree that she probably didn't know everything that was going on about it. But that's Solana. We're here for Sui. And about music, like Harmony Hub, you can store data and host data on the Sui blockchain without even using like YouTube Music or iTunes. So you can make your own music and host it on Sui and give access to people with it using an NFT. And that's only possible on the Sui blockchain because of the Walrus protocol, which was developed by Miston Labs, the same people that developed Sui. They have their whole entire ecosystem all internal. They don't rely on Google. They don't rely on Microsoft. They have a solution for absolutely everything themselves.
So
And
is
so you
Walrus
could,
like a Filecoin?
Walrus is a storage protocol built on Sui that you can store data on chain because everything on Sui is an object. It's not, it doesn't get bottlenecked like normal blockchains. It
Walrus
scales
is nuts. You can
horizontally.
host websites on Walrus. You can run it as like instead of having like a cloud, you can potentially put all your information and store it on Walrus, and anyone in your office can go in and look up the information, and you don't have to have it up on the cloud. There's all kinds of weird on-stage block storage practicalities that you can use it for. It's pretty neat.
There's an application right now called Tusky that's already, operating right now that you can store data. And also there's something called Seal, which is to make it extra private, coming to Sui. They're coming soon. And also Nautilus. Those were both talked about during Basecamp. Those are two huge projects that are going to improve the Sui ecosystem. There's millions and millions of dollars coming into the Sui ecosystem. Also, I just saw posted in Swarm Network's Alpha Telegram group, the biggest, AI project coming to Sui that's already here actually, but they haven't TGE'd yet. Somebody posted there's been 800 million new users on Sui this year, and the second place was 200 million. That's how quick Sui's growing. First place, they got 800 million new users. Second place was only 200 million. So that tells you a lot right there.
And,
We have
and I,
Bard, you're a speaker? What is going on, Bard? I would love to hear what's going on. If you have, any time, or if you want to speak later.
They want to hear about the news, and they want to know about the guild leader.
Is he rugging?
I think he's in the in-between space, the purgatory liminal space of when you go from listener to speaker and X, as we've experienced. You kind of cut out.
I've also invited Crypto Denira to be a speaker, and she disappeared. I don't know if X is tripping out or what. I'm trying to invite her to hear what she has to say. I'd love to hear from Crypto Nira.
I would too, if she's able to come up. But Bard,
we got you loud and clear, 10-4.
Bard, yes.
You got this 4, Bard.
Yeah, I've been in the listeners forever and just finally got kids off to bed. Hopefully they're banging on their doors right now and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I saw the option to come up and say hello, so wanted to come up and say hi. Hope everybody's doing good. Glad to see your spaces getting a whole bunch of legends in here. A lot of faces I know, a lot of faces I don't know. So looking forward to getting to know all the faces.
What did you hear when we were talking about you earlier, giving you your flowers and talking about how awesome you were and we have to have you? I'm not sure if you were listening then, but we were talking a lot about you.
I probably wasn't, but
okay. Well, we were saying how Winchester was trying to make his way to Sui Base Camp, and there was a confrontation with Aquashock. On your latest video, I think Dunny posted it on the Jumbotron. He said
it's up on the Jumbotron. I was so close to snatching you out of that little bi-wing plane, but Winchester was too fast.
Dude, man, I did my very best with that. You know what's funny is trying to get your freaking face to come over those mountains
with the eyes. I think it looked really good, and you did a really good job with it.
I made it the best I could, but
your production values are so good on your videos.
That took me way more time to try to figure out than I'd like to admit.
Well, I'm sorry, but I tried to flip you some too, but I almost got you. Those videos are so good. They must take you a while to make those. They're very good quality.
Yeah, Bard. I was saying to everyone earlier. I said, subscribe to Bard, watches or follow Bard, watches videos, support Bard. We need Bard in this community. We need Sui News. Comedy is something that I think everybody needs. It's one of my favorite things, to laugh and have fun instead of all the division that's been going on in the world. we can all, you know, come together with laughter, comedy, and Sui. You know, screw all the other stuff. Let's just focus on the positive things. And Bard brings that to the community, and I really appreciate that. You know, I even sent him a Winchester Summit, you know, NS just as a thank you for what he does, because he needs his own, you know, NS. So you know, you got to pay Winchester and the other guys on the team. You know, you can't do it all yourself, Bard.
It's true. I'm just the intern there, the janitor for the Sui News Network.
How's Winchester off screen? Does he treat you okay? He seems like maybe like a bit of a big shot.
Yeah, I think at some point there's going to be kind of like a behind the scenes of like the studio of Sui News, and so you'll got to get to see all the hustle and bustle that goes behind there before, you know, before they go live and whatnot, and that'll give you a little more indicator.
That'd be
as
a
far
beautiful
as
insight. Yeah, I'd like to see the inner workings of the Sui News Network.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
you see
awesome.
everybody on there, everybody kind of behind the scenes, and get a look of what they're like off camera.
And Bard, anything you want to put on the Jumbotron, go for it. And Crypto Nira, hopefully you're able to speak now. I've been trying to put you up for a while.
She's rugging again. Oh no, there she is! Yay!
Hey, how are you guys?
What's up, Danira?
I was just listening in, and then I heard Blaza say he was from Kansas City, so I wanted to introduce myself to him. I am on the Pepe on Sui squad, and I'm here in Kansas City as well. So nice to meet you. Hey, represent.
Represent. I
What's
know.
good?
Look, I ain't gonna lie though. I live in Houston though, but you're represent. Look, I still mess with my Kansas City Chiefs. You know, every
Okay,
day
that's what's up.
I tell people, can't nobody still mess with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, I remember when I was a kid, everybody hated on Kansas City Chiefs, man. We were in the dirt. We were at the bottom. Now everybody talks. I went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii a couple days ago. I seen somebody rocking a Kansas City Chiefs shirt. I said, hell yeah.
Were you a
Oh,
fan
my
when they
homies
were
is the
bad?
homie.
You were a fan from when they were in the dirt, and you're not one of those bandwagon Kansas City, New England Patriot type bandwagon fans, are you?
No, man. I grew up in Kansas City, man, and I'm telling you, man. I remember the days when Kansas City we couldn't we sucked, and it's not that we always sucked, bro. We were better than some teams, but we could just never break into getting to the Super Bowl, right? For the longest time. I can't remember our kicker's name back then. What was his name? Damn it. But he ended up becoming our quarterback, and then of course we replaced him with Patrick Mahomes. But you know, Patrick Mahomes was a wild card.
Hold
Nobody
up,
knew
stop.
Patrick.
Your kicker became your quarterback?
I can't think of his name off my bat. He for 3 years, but he is still known as like the second. Let me hold on, because I'm driving. And I want to Google it.
Well, hey, Blaza, I wanted to give I wanted to give a chance to Crypto Nira to speak because she didn't really get her chance to say what she wanted to say. So I wanted to hear from Crypto Nira real quick about any alpha she has about what she's working with first.
Oh, for some reason I'm having some trouble here with X. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We just been doing what we've been doing in the SUI space. We're hitting up these spaces. We killing it. We bringing the whole squad. We doing our pitches.
What are you most bullish
I did
on? What projects are you most bullish on Sui Network? I know we have a lot of similar ones we like.
Pepe, okay. Pepe on Sui, Aqua Shot, Toilet, Walrus, Sui Booster. I got some of the Booster NFTs. I got the first airdrop for that. That was wonderful. I'm looking into some other stuff. I got some liquidity pools set up. I'm doing well with that. Yeah, so basically we just been in the trenches grinding, promoting our projects and trying to get some exposure. We got a little bit exposure. with Shiny on his space. He gave us an awesome shout out, about a 1 minute video. He was live today. He shout out Pepe and how strong we came to his space when we delivered our speech. We're just ramping up until we hit this big space on Monday with Rodney and Jake. So that's what I got. I mean, as far as what I've been cooking.
I agree with all of those there, De Niro, for sure. You know, you're a VIP in Toilet. You've been with Pepe forever. The only thing I recommend, you know, is definitely don't forget about Sui Trump, because it's been around since last October. Richie's on his YouTube channel. He's covering Pepe on Sui on one of his upcoming videos. He just said earlier he's covered toilet dust. He's covering pretty much all the coins you just mentioned. And he has his own project and his own SUIDEX that if you check out the Jumbotron, we're also actually live on his YouTube channel right now. These spaces are live and recorded on his Crypto Mischief YouTube channel. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind diversifying my Sui bag with legit projects where I know the devs and you guys show up. So today I jumped in a Telegram and I asked the simple question of who's the dev, and I got banned on site. I was like, what?
Wow.
So I'm in this exclusive call group, right? And the guy who banned me is also in this paid exclusive call group. So I jumped in. I said, that's that dude that banned me. I said, dude, you banned me? Because I asked who the dev was. I bust his ass out in front of everybody. So eyes, you know, the little eye emojis popped up and this and then woo, you know. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It was you. It was you. I know it was you. And
De Niro,
he was
you would be
like,
totally welcome in Sui Trump Telegram. I know who
well,
you are. You would
well,
be
that's
VIP
the
there.
thing. Well, that's the thing. Any project that I have any question, I mean, this is my money. This is my investment. So if I have questions about my investment, you should be welcoming to answer them.
100%.
You know, like why are you scared to answer my questions?
100%.
And so that was a red flag for me. But any project that I've asked any of these questions of, the ones that I'm interested in, Sui, I always get the answer I'm looking for right there
Well,
in the main.
De Niro,
Nothing
I'd
to
love to ask
hide.
you. De Niro, I'd love to ask you, what would you like to ask the developer of Sui Trump? What would you like to ask him about his project? Because he's right here. He'll answer whatever question you have, because I know he's done everything correct. So he would love to hear your questions.
Yeah, I'm here, actually.
Let's see. Okay. So Sui Trump, how long has Sui Trump been around now?
We launched
October 17th.
Let me answer, please.
Go ahead.
So I'm talking at SUIDEX because it's also a utility of Sui Trump. So it's our new utility which we're building out to launch next month. So we launched Sui Trump back in October, and since then we've been building to launch a DEX and yield farm which supports the meme coin and burns the supply. It's that's the elevator pitch for Sui Trump.
Okay, and what is your total supply?
Total supply is, we're launched on Move Pump, so it's the same as all the other Move Pump total supplies. What's that, like 10 billion?
10 billion, you got it, nailed it.
Billion, yeah.
Okay, so 10 billion, and the all-time high?
We're $1 million market cap is our all-time high, which was back in the, remember, it was like earlier in the year when there was the big, when Sui got to all-time highs and stuff.
Pepe was at 3 million and Trump was at 1 million. Yep, in October.
Yeah. We sit around about 400.
Okay.
It was in between a candle. It was in between candles, so it only shows as like 950,000. But it did go over 1 million. But it didn't hit one of the candle markers. But yeah, it was at least 950,000. I actually did a deep dive into that with AI and have it recorded. But yeah, it got up there real quick.
Yeah, but usually since then we sit around about
400. And I can probably figure out how many people you got in your Telegram, but how many core community members would you say that you have that you could say they get out and grind every day? Like for
So
Pepe on Sui, I
yeah, you
got a
got a lot.
number. I know how many people are gonna get out there and grind every day.
You
So
got a lot there, yeah.
what would you
Like,
say? You know, that's another thing that I kind of look at. You know, I'll get a bag, but I also look at like how many diehard community members do you have that's
yeah.
willing to help push the project? Because if you don't have that and it's hard for you to get that, it's going to be very, very hard to move it.
So my history with crypto is I started as a YouTuber. I started on a YouTube channel. Got like 29,000 subscribers on that. Under Crypto Mischief. That's so actually I have 3 accounts basically. I'm Crypto Mischief, I'm SUIDEX, I'm Sui Trump. So on YouTube I have 29K subscribers. On X with my personal account I've got about 7,000, 8,000. Now the Telegram and private DAO with about 2,000 people overall there. But when you're talking about people who are going to go out and actually work for Sui Trump as community members, not as like paid shillers, just people who are invested in the project, running with it, I would say probably 30 diehards, right? But we need way more. For example, when we're launching the SUIDEX, right? So for the raise for it, right? For the private raise, I just on the new website suidex.org, I put register for the raise because I wanted to see how many people were holding Sui Trump because the DEX is designed to help Sui Trump, right? So it benefits everyone who holds Sui Trump. So I wanted to see who's plugged in, right? From our 1,000, 2,000 real holders, because there's a lot of dust holders, right? From those real holders of the coin, who is plugged in, who's watching what's happening, who's always there. So in 1 week, we've had 220 of the actual plugged in, on board, know what's happening people who have registered interest for it. So I think that's the real numbers, right? I'm all about transparency though, you know. But if I was going to say it's like 10,000 people and, you know, then that would just be, that would not be true, right? So we're all about grinding, growing, and rewarding people who hold the token. That's what we're all about. I think my past history kind of vouches for that.
Based.
I have some things to add to that. You know,
Sure,
I know Danira has been on Reddit for a long time, like me. There's barely anybody that use Reddit. I made the Sui Trump Reddit the very first day it launched. So the Sui Trump Reddit has been around for a long time, and it's definitely by far the most popular Sui subreddit I've seen out of any Sui subreddit. It has 130 members now. There's a guy in there that posts every single day because I made like so many different subreddits for projects, and almost pretty much all of them are just a ghost town. No one even uses it. But Sui Trump is very active. It's been getting a lot more active lately because I'm actually top 1% poster, top 1% commenter in the Sui r/Sui itself subreddit. And I bring a lot of people to the Sui Trump subreddit by doing that. And I have over 200 days in a row posting. And I'm pretty much I'm one of the diehard fans and out there every day grinding for Sui Trump. But the amount of effect I have on communities because I'm on TikTok, I'm on Reddit, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube comments, even talking about it. I probably do the work of like 100 fans at the same time because I do it full time. So that's another thing that I think is important, that we've had a subreddit presence for a long time, because I know you like Reddit as well.
Yeah. Do you guys think that the Sui Trump brand has longevity?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean,
I think personally, because he's going to be the president for the next 3 years and 9 months.
yeah, but that's also why
Okay.
we are moving with the SUIDEX model as well, because that will also have a token. So it'll be a 2-token ecosystem once we launch with SUIDEX. So it's kind of future-proofing ourselves because of course Trump is quite divisive.
Because I mean, exactly, and that's the thing that kind of the divisiveness of it, and that's my own personal thing. And then like after this term, what is the longevity? But as far as like supporting you guys, I really, really do like you guys, and I want to support you.
Yeah, what the plan with Sui Trump for SUIDEX is I want to turn the Sui Trump character into kind of like the mascot of the DEX and the farm, right? Is the whole idea. So the farm is burning its supply of Sui Trump. The farm is adding volume to Sui Trump. It's going to pop up in the corner, kind of like a little helper guy, like, hey, what's up? You know, just to give him more of a comedy and quite light vibe, because I know that it's a 50-50 divisive thing on Trump, right? I'm actually, you know, I'm not very political myself. I'm from Scotland, and we launched Sui Trump just for the memes. To be honest, it's not a political coin. It's about having fun and winning, right, and rewarding people. That's the whole idea behind the
And there's a
coin.
difference too. Donald Trump is president of the United States. Sui Trump is president of the Sui network. They're not the same guy. It's a different person.
I see.
Jenny's gonna launch
I
a
see.
game
So,
and you punch Trump in the face and you burn Sui Trump for the other people that don't like him.
okay. So if I wanted to right now participate in the farm, where do I go?
So we're not launched yet.
Do
We're
you
doing
have a
trial.
link?
Yeah, if you go to
Okay.
SUIDEX.org, you can find our landing page and you can learn all about it. We're going to launch in June. So we've been building this since February. Just last week, we launched the landing page for the website, and we have a submission form for people who are interested, right? From there, I'll get your email, and then I'll send out our letter, which is going to come out every week about what's going on, how we're moving forward. And we have a small private raise on June 1st for the DEX, the DEX token. And then from there, audit and then launch. But you can find all the information at suidex.org or come into the Sui Trump Telegram as well.
Yeah, can you
Danira,
guys post that?
It is on the
Post it in the
Jumbotron.
comments.
It's on the Jumbotron.
Okay.
But also,
Okay.
I recommend
Yeah, I want to
checking
give
out
you guys my email and I want to participate in that.
Danira, I recommend checking out his
Do you
YouTube
guys need
channel.
any testers for that?
Yeah, we will. When we audit, we're going to do the test net at the same time. So it will be, while the audit process is going on, we're just going to put the thing on the Sui DevNet, and everyone can just go at it and have fun, basically, just to keep everyone engaged and active up until we launch. That's the.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think I might be already in Sui Trump Telegram.
Cool.
So
yeah,
I'll
I'm
connect with you guys that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Thank
just
you,
want to
guys.
say, if anyone wants to check out about Sui Trump, go to Crypto Mischief YouTube channel. He has every single video, like from when he first made it to the airdrop campaign he did, and everything he did was transparent and done live on video with Sui Vision on the screen, fully transparent, giving away $7,000 USDC. Like, as far as like having a solid developer goes, that's like 100%. As far as having like community members that are out there grinding, that's one thing that I can admit. Yeah, we don't have as many, people grinding. There's a lot of people that hold it and expect everyone else to do the work, which is kind of unfair. But the wallet holders
that's the
are spread
problem.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
a problem with a lot of communities is they approach it like the stock market. You can buy on the stock market and not do shit. I don't have to go out here and say, hey, everybody get some Microsoft, get some Google, get some Apple. You don't have to do that. But with these meme coins and these projects, it's the community that has to push them or nobody will know about. There's still people out here today that don't know about Sui and they have 20,000 followers and they don't know about Sui.
Yep,
It's up to
exactly.
us to make sure that these people know about this ecosystem and these projects that are being built on the ecosystem. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm in the Telegram. It looks like the market cap right now for Sui Trump is 384K, which is really cheap. So
Yeah,
you can get a nice amount of tokens for a good price right now. And with everything that you guys are building.
Yeah, if you buy now, you could win Sui as well, because we're running a raffle. It's a bot that I made for the Telegram. The moment it's running for one more day. Any buys of Sui Trump, one Sui Trump token gets one ticket, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
And then let me check the stats. We go into
and so in the future, the farm will provide utility that will benefit the Sui Trump holders through burning and other things.
Yeah, and other coins as
So,
well, because we're gonna have
And
we'll also
partnership coins, which will help the
yeah.
partner coin and
Pep,
the Sui
Pepe
Trump
on
coin.
Sui
Yeah,
is a likely partner
Shock's
too.
going to be on SUIDEX too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
talked to Masimoto.
what?
He's probably going to partner as well.
Nice. Yeah, and so then other tokens
So,
will be
so
able to come
in
to
layman
SUIDEX.
terms,
Yeah.
in layman's terms, one more time for the people in the back. What is SUIDEX? And what
So
does it aim to accomplish?
SUIDEX is called a yield farm, right? So it's going to be a trading DEX where people can trade back and forth tokens, only listed tokens that we put liquidity for, right? So we're going to start quite small with Sui Trump. We're going to have Shock is going to be there because we're going to add liquidity for that. And Sui, USDC, Walrus, right? Big tokens. And then when people, they can either swap the tokens or they can make liquidity and then go into our farm. When they stake their tokens in the farm, they get our reward token, which is called Victory Coin. So it's kind of like how PancakeSwap started, right? We're using a reward coin to incentivize people to add liquidity to the DEX. And while all this is happening, it's going to be burning Sui Trump. Is the whole idea. And the big thing as well is actually to attract, more communities. It's quite an attractive offer, I think, because the community can put some of the liquidity into SUIDEX, right? Which will be fully audited and safe. And then they can use that liquidity to earn victory token. So that means that other coins in the Sui ecosystem are also earning passive income from just hodling the coins which they would be holding anyway, right? So that's the big idea. On another note, though, for Pepe on Sui, like I've noticed the community and the growth, the volume's always really high. The engagement always on X for Pepe on Sui is massive. That's why next week I will be, like, on my YouTube channel, I'll be doing a deep dive into Pepe on Sui, which I'll be posting. So when I do, I'll forward it to you, and you can send it around. Because really, I really do believe that what you're saying about Sui and letting more people know about it, all the projects which have real people behind them, real communities who all have the best interests, just to try and attract more people and make, a higher market cap for all these projects.
Yeah,
That's
the
exactly
space
what we should be
that we
working
were
towards.
on last night, I think it was our community member, Mr. Flips, put us on. He said, "Hey, y'all, come try to get this 1,500 because it was a pitch contest or whatever." And we
He's
showed
awesome. I
up.
love Mr. Flips. He's cool. I like that guy.
Yeah, that's my homeboy. So we showed up, and these guys don't even have Sui wallets. So
Oh my.
now, because we showed up, now they're getting Sui wallets and they're starting to look into other Sui projects just because we came up. So we stepping up is helping other communities because they're not going to just look at our one token. They're going to go look at multiple tokens in the Sui ecosystem. So that's why I think it's very important with these partnerships, and we coming together, and we're approaching these things on these big KOLs that have no idea what SUI is. We go and we approach them together, and we bring the whole squad, and then
Maybe let
we
me
all
know.
get some eyes and get some attention.
No, I have a
Yeah.
question
So
too. Sorry, Nira.
yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
just because I wanted to clarify because I was a little late to that, but I thought we were fucking epic last night. Like, I mean, I just really think so. But like, if I'm not mistaken, are we the only ones where like Pepe and Aquashock brought their communities to root for them, and otherwise was it just a room full of dudes being like, "Hey, give me $1,500"? Were we the only ones that came to support?
There was another community that had a few people there, Wag Me, but other than them, and I think that was just two guys. But we ran up in there with like 10 people. And then we had Sui Booster came and they did their project. So they mentioned Pepe, and then our partner Aqua, he talked about his, and then we had several other people, but we were the only
Wow.
squad that really came up and showed up in that space.
Well, I mean, in terms of the Sui ecosystem, like all the other ecosystems that showed up, like nobody brought their people.
Nobody
Sui
brought their
has the best
people.
community by far. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, I told the guy who was running the contest that he had no business picking a winner that didn't bring their community. And I said some interesting words after that, which I'll not repeat. Um,
I can imagine. I can
yeah,
imagine.
yeah. I mean, inspired by some of the comments by Paste regarding scammers. So if it wasn't for Paste and some of his comments regarding scammers, I wouldn't have said some of the things I did last night. But no, I mean, truthfully, it's just like, since you can't do shit without a community, I basically said that nobody who doesn't bring people who don't bring a community and they go up there, for a pitch contest, that they should not get to win. And, I hope he listened to me.
Yeah, these giveaways like that, there's a lot of fake giveaways. They'll be like farming followers, or they'll be doing giveaways to their own like alt accounts and stuff like that. So you got to be careful of that kind of stuff. But the
Well,
good thing is
I
we
think
should be talking
this
about
one
Sui.
this one I think was legit. One of our community members has a semi-relationship with the person that was over it or whatnot, but they're supposed to be making the wallet public with the coins and how they're handling it stuff. So we'll see how it goes. If they're legit and they do what they say, we'll keep showing up. We'll keep showing up. But if
Exactly.
not, you just keep moving on. You keep moving on, and you're gonna get the right eyes at the right time. You just gotta keep pushing.
Whenever there's a giveaway, it should be done when it's picked. It should be done like on a live feed, like on a random picker, like an actual site that picks the winner and everything like that. Transparent, the wallet, all that stuff should be visible and let
No,
known
it's
and
not.
on
This
record.
wasn't random. This wasn't random. This was a contest, and we tore their ass up.
Oh
So
damn!
that's what Red was.
For real.
That's what Red
They
was.
ran in
That's
deep
what
and they
Red
ran
was
in hard.
saying.
And then even the
That's
host had
what
to
Red
give them
said.
flowers.
And and the host was so excited that he did a live space today and pulled up our page, went through the chart, everything. Like, he was excited about the energy that we brought to that space. Because we had like 3-4 people get up and speak about Pepe back to back and just gave him all the heat.
And
Well,
not just
let's
normal
put
people.
together.
It was Nira, it was Flips, it was the hilarious crew.
Aquashock, we should put together a crew of people like the Sui crew. Whenever there's a space, we can all go, like a huge crew of people, to tell them all what's up about Sui Network if it's not a Sui specific space, because I can school anyone on any other blockchain about why Sui's better. There's no doubt about that because it's undeniable.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. If y'all need me to pitch, or if y'all want to run into a space for Aqua, for Sui Trump, whatever, give me a heads up. And if I'm available, I'll speak on your behalf too. Just let me know what the
I've
deal
been
is. Where we
making
going? Where we going? What time to show up? And I'm gonna bring my A game.
right on. I've been making,
Right back at you.
Sui Trump ambassadors on my own thing. Richie's a developer, but just me as a promoter and someone that loves the project, and that's where they started out. I have been, recruiting Sui Trump ambassadors with no requirements to do anything. If they sell the coin, whatever, but giving them, my supply or even supply that Richie bought to give to people that are promoting us. So, we'd love to have you as a Sui ambassador, and I would help you out with that personally. So that'd be awesome.
And also, YCG, I just want to, I always say, thank you for everything that you do for us, man. It is above and beyond, man. You are a saint. Everything that you do for Sui Trump and for Aquashock and for Pepe on Sui, like everything, man. Like, you're doing
Yeah,
work.
thank you, man.
You're doing great work.
Well, I gotta say the same thing about you, because I would not even be here doing what I'm doing without Richie.
We'll go on
But
a
yeah,
date later. Don't worry. We'll go dating later. Don't worry.
you're my first.
Sometimes our community members, we just kind of spread out and do our thing, and we pop in and we may speak if we feel like the vibe is there. But other times, we coordinate and we say, hey, here go this space. It's at this time. I think we all need to go and hit it. So we work together too. So that's another thing. And we look for opportunities. And so, you got to be out there looking for the opportunities. And you also got to know your audience. Some spaces I'm gonna come in hot and heavy. I'm gonna come in hard. Other ones I might be a little bit more toned down. You just got to know your audience and how to deliver to that audience. So
All right.
You're a pitch master, huh? Pitch master.
No, I'm not a pitch master. I just started a couple months ago and I had to learn the hard way.
Well, you're a
Yeah.
female that has a lot of energy and is vivacious. That's the same reason why I brought Red Alark, into our community. So, we would love to have you in our community as well. And I'm about helping you make money for yourself. I'm not about just support us. I want to do what's best for you. I try to help people and tell them the best thing that they can do for themselves. I told the same thing to Red Alark. I don't know if she can back me up on that, but
Okay, I'll back you up on that. I swear to God, if I'm 80 years old, he's gonna be like, "Remember that time that we was on the phone for 4 hours the first time we talked, and I gave you the Sui NS." Like, I swear to God, he does that in every space. It's like he's already got Alzheimer's or something. And I'll be like, "You know what? I've heard that story 120 times, and I'm 85 years old, and you still telling me that story. Wise, DJen, you so wise.
that was
Thank you
one of
so
the
much for the Sui NS."
that was one of the funniest times on the Sui Builders when you came on the Sui Builders and you like stole the show. I even made a clip about it. I clipped your part where I said I was an AI, and it was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So ever since then, it's been great to see you in all the communities in Sui.
You know what would be really cool? Like, I don't know what community we could do it for, but if like we came up with a skit and we just like showed up and we got the mic on at the same time and me and Red Alert did like a skit or something and really like fucked them up. Like
No,
I don't know.
me and you,
Like
Nira,
come up with
we
something scripted, like a scripted conversation or something. Yeah, that would be tight.
no, we're gonna fuck them
I
up.
like it.
I'm
Don't
down
like
for that. I'm quite
yeah.
an actor.
You really are. No, but like I think what we are. I was supposed to do something interesting this week, but I had forgotten that I had made promises to other people to do other spaces and things like that. But like Nira, I mean, like maybe we could talk about some of this offline because I don't want to hijack the builders room. But I mean, like I think we ought to give some of these little boys a piece of our mind like we did last night.
Wow, I couldn't imagine the two of you guys
Facts.
together on a space. That'd be
It's
pretty
a good space,
powerful.
the two of them team up. I really like that Sui has like good, strong humans and beautiful women that are strong in the space. It's really great to see.
Yeah, the
Well, you
two of
know
them
what?
together. Wow.
Well, we got shocked, Aqua Shock. What'd you expect, huh? You be spreading that all over the place. Emin Bio felt the shock, and now it's going all over the whole world. And now I'm just being silly. But like, no, truly, Aqua Shock. I'm gonna embarrass you for just a second. And I told him yesterday, so it's not a big deal. I mean, I've been, making some art things inspired by Aqua Shock recently. And I told him that I haven't made any art in a year and I didn't feel like it for multiple reasons, but Aquashock inspired me to start making art again after not doing anything for a year. So I just
Hey,
wanted to shout you
That's
isn't
out.
there a Red
truly
Alert
beautiful. That
custom
warmed my
NFT?
heart when I heard that. Thank you. That is just super lovely. And I hope later when we wrap up the space in a little while that you'll sing us out again.
Dunny, isn't there a Red Alert NFT? Is that correct? I think I saw something like
I
that.
did make one for her. It was her art though. So I should have asked her first. So I gave it to her and we're okay with it. But it's in my wallet right now. And I animated it, but it was her art, and I was kind of cutting her grass a little bit by animating it without asking her first. So I apologize for that, Red Alert.
Oh, you don't need to apologize for anything. You're adorable. Everybody loves you guys. Everybody loves the Sui Accelerator, and people who don't, me and Nero will come after them. Or anybody else who wants to come after them, because like I don't know, like I'm kind of like I like it, because like to be honest, you guys you're so inspirational, and like all the hating lately, I'm just like, dang, it sucks. But at the same time, it's like that just makes me know that, I'm
It
working with
actually made us
winners.
more popular. It actually got us more attention. Funny enough, it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I love it. Okay, sorry. I'll be quiet for a second, but like, I just have to contain my excitement.
So I see we have Sonic Studio requested to be a speaker. I haven't heard from them before. I was wondering if they had something they wanted to tell us about, if they wanted to speak, because they requested to speak, but I'm not sure if they're ready yet.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Yeah.
So, what would you like to tell us about on the space right now? Do you have some SUI projects or a project you're doing or a favorite project? What would you like to say?
No. I do not actually have any project I'm working on. I just checking through my Twitter and I come across that there is a space going on here, and I try to pop in. So I would just like to be an animator for Sui. So if anyone on a project of Sui wants me to create art or animation or logo or banner for him or her, I'm always available to help them out.
Hey, I have a Telegram for people that are doing stuff like that, where you can earn
Yeah.
money for helping projects and stuff like that, that I can invite you to. So send me a DM and I'll send you an invitation to that Telegram, and you can possibly get help with that. Because I try and
Okay.
help everyone I can possible.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to message you now.
Sure. Okay, Sui Sigma, you asked to be a speaker a while ago. I know you've been quite a supporter of what we've been doing. I don't know if you wanted to speak at all. You have stayed very dedicated to being a supporter of mine and the projects I support. So I appreciate that. I don't know if you're able to speak, but you are a speaker if you're there.
Yeah. I've just been listening and learning a lot from what you've been saying. Okay. I'm kind of like proud to be part of the community and what you all are doing and how far you all have come. Like I'm seeing new projects on deck screen, sweet projects, and I'm just seeing they're all just wanting to be associated with the accelerator and stuff like that. And I'm just really proud of this community. I'm proud of the people, the integrity, the building, the dedication. I'm just really proud to be here.
Well, yeah, I've seen you've been pretty active in the Sui Trump Telegram as well, and have been reposting and talking about a lot of Sui Trump. I appreciate that and supporting the accelerator. So, I appreciate that a lot. Is there any projects that are your favorite on Sui?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few though. Especially the switch one. I still want to hold on to switch one. I feel like it's gonna do a lot, like like toilet kind of stuff. Like I could just wake up one morning and just see, and the utility behind it. I tried to attend that space, that SUIDEX launch space last week. I was there for a brief period of time, so I guess I'll do switch one. Then also Aquashock, like I really love the art, and I'm like, okay, who makes this stuff? Cause it's like cinema level masterpiece and stuff like that. Then also Boost, I kind of saw Boost last week. I even made a post about it. It was about 90K market cap, but I didn't get in early enough, and I woke up, which day was it, and I just said it was like 400K, and I kind of like regret it, but I couldn't FOMO in at the time, so I was like, you know what, I'll just leave it behind.
Were you referring to the Sui Booster? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, Sui
Okay.
Booster. I think his name is Boost. The ticker's name is actually Boost, right?
Right. Yeah, because they have a bot that's like a booster in Telegram, but I believe they also have a coin. They are in the space right now, but I don't know if they're wanting to speak. They can definitely request if they would like to. But yeah,
I
thanks
would
so
just
much
like
for
to
that.
say that Sui Sigma, like everyone in this space, should be following Sui Sigma because he's a warrior, right? You notice he continually pushes forward what he likes on Sui, and he's always full of like positive vibes. It's definitely like one guy in the space. Go to his X account, give him a follow. It's exactly what CryptoNear was talking about. When you hold projects and you're looking to for them to be successful, you got to get out there and you got to tell other people about it because if you really believe it's going to work, then that's the only way to do it. That's how memes work. It's not like the stock market. Cryptoneer is totally correct there. Memes are all about, and all coins, all projects in crypto are all about getting out there, spreading the news, getting people excited. And Sui Sigma, it's like perfect
Right.
example of if every holder did what Sui Sigma did, then man, it would be $1 billion market caps, right?
Right on. Yeah, I definitely have. I'm glad you noticed that too. He's been on it. At first I was having trouble getting back to him because I get like 1 billion messages every day, but he stayed so persistent, wanting to support us. I'm like, all right, bro, let's go, let's do this. And I've been talking to him more, and he's here on the space. He shows up. He puts his money where his mouth is. So yeah, props to Sui Sigma, bro. You're doing a great job. I appreciate it. So if there's anyone else that has anything else they'd like to talk about, I think we're going for 2 hour, almost 3 hours now.
I promise I'd say hi to Bulbasui down there. They're doing their little Pokemon one on Moonbags.io. It's Munning and his buddies, and we know Munning and his buddies, and they got a little Pokemon coin on Moonbags, and they make me laugh. And hello, I see you guys down there.
Yeah, and let me go through the listeners real quick and give shout outs. Sui Booster's here, the climate guy with the glasses and the gray hair. I've been talking to him. He's cool. We have Brett. He's actually an STC holder and supporter of Richie and Sui Trump as well. But it's late for him, so he's probably fallen asleep already. But I'm glad he's here supporting us. And Mr. Flips, he's a baller too. He's like he was actually in the very first live space I ever participated in, like way, way long ago. Even before I did Chop. There's actually a funny story behind that too. But yeah, thanks for everyone that showed up here. And I think if there's no other big news or anything to talk about, we could wrap up the space for today. We're definitely going to be having a lot more. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, thanks for everyone who came, and very happy to sit down and explain a little bit about SUIDEX. We'll be doing other spaces coming up to the Raise launch and the launch of the platform and our hackathon style testing that we're going to be doing. Lots of things to go. And let's just keep all grinding on Sui and finding all the cool projects and friends and community. Let's go together and we're all going to make it. We're all going to win. So
We start early. We can all work together on Sui. That's the great thing, is that we are all friends and we are creating the marketplace that people are going to come to, so we can all work and grow together. And I encourage everyone to go check out the SUIDEX.org. If you don't know anything about yield farming and staking and stuff, it's a really cool side of crypto that you can make passive income with. And the most important thing when you have a situation like that is the economy and the emissions and how the economy is being run. It's like a currency. If you're printing all the money and